going on? I am Nando.
And I'm DJ.
And I'm Diggins.
And this is Mostly Nitpicking, a podcast where we pick apart a piece of pop culture by looking exclusively to details. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Test your might.
I know what one Diggins was doing. I'm not sure which one DJ was doing.
You know,
we'll find out later.
We sure will.
I think I know what DJ thinks he was doing.
I think I know what DJ was doing. Okay, yeah. That makes more sense. Great. Okay, great. All great. Well, speaking of that, we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 2. I want to say 2026, but the second Mortal Kombat movie of the original ones was Annihilation. So technically, this is the first Mortal Kombat 2 movie.
This is the first movie called Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah. So we got to talk about that. The big movie of the week. It's doing pretty well, I think. Like, it feels like people are talking about it.
I think it's performed. It had a better opening weekend than any of these ever have. Which, I mean, to be fair, the two that came out like 30 years ago, you know, inflation is probably a big part of that.
That's true. And also they were terrible, but they were pretty cool. This one's also terrible, but maybe it's also,
you know, I don't
cool.
know if it's the 30-year glow up like with Street Fighter or what, but I look back on that first Mortal Kombat movie and I'm like, we didn't know how good we had it.
You know what? That first one, I will give it that. The first one's pretty good. The second one is genuinely crazy.
Oh, the second one's
everything
horrible.
about it is so bad that that part's pretty awesome. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat this week. But first, how are you guys doing, DJ Diggins? Are you guys holding up?
You know, what's the word for it? Decent. I'm gonna say decent.
Okay.
There's movies coming out. I feel like this is the first kind of wave into a theater season. Because
Summer, baby.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That's good. I think I like being around people half laughing at things that should be funny.
Yeah.
Did you guys have full theaters? Or like not full, but like did you really?
Packed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mine was closer to Diggins. Mine was kind of smatterings amongst the theater.
I will say, the people who were there, though, were quite into it.
Yeah. There were moments that I was like, this is gonna, I could see coming like from far away. And I was like, this is gonna be something that either people will cheer for and then I'll know this is gonna work, or people won't cheer for this and this movie is in a lot of trouble. And then they cheered. So I'm like, okay, this is a good sign. We'll talk about it. One of them involved a big hammer. But you guys were talking about we are talking about the movie Mortal Kombat 2. Before that, just some news. Speaking of 2, and I don't even know, this is the second one of these, kind of. It could be.
It should be the first.
Well, but what I'm about to talk about isn't the second one. This should be the first one of these, and the other one should be retitled like Mortal Kombat Origins or something, because that's what it is. And but no, they're making. Did you guys see Matt Chapman? What he's doing the other day? Matt Chapman directed Fantastic Four: First Steps, a movie that was amazing. And then a couple weeks passed, and then we were like, "It was okay." He is working
Some
on.
of us got there immediately.
Some of us, it was okay. But then we kind of thought he would be doing the next one, and maybe he still will, because we don't know what the timeline on that is. But before that, apparently, he is doing a Planet of the Apes movie.
With Mark Wahlberg?
You know, nobody knows. According to the Deadline article about this, it will, quote, not be a continuation of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, the most recent one, where the guy goes, "What a beautiful day."
That one we all liked.
Yeah, but then the guy, I think a writer or something, somebody who kind of knows what they're talking about, was like, yeah, it depends on what you could define a continuation. So nobody knows what it is. Maybe Mark Wahlberg is there.
How do you define continuation?
A sequel, you know?
Yeah.
Like the next guy is the guy's in the next one.
Yeah, like this movie we did was a continuation.
It's a pretty direct continuation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then the other one, I feel like the last Planet of the Apes movie, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, spoilers, ends with like a pretty big cliffhanger. That was like, oh, where are we going to deliver on that? Where like the humans have an underground lab or something that we find they're using.
We found out the thing that she was after the whole movie like
Right.
activates like a global network of the last remaining cells of intelligent humans.
That's what it was, yeah. And so that, I hope they, do something with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a sidequel where Planet of the Apes universe, other apes don't really know what's going on over in the ones that we saw. Also, probably not related to Caesar that much, but who cares? But maybe it's good. I don't know. Though none of these should have been good, and 3 out of the 4 are. Even the one with James Franco is still kind of good and mostly good.
I think that one is still pretty good.
Yeah, I know. It's tough because there's a huge gap, I feel like, between that one and then the next one. And the next one was like really, really good. One after that was pretty good. But because out of the trilogy, the last 2 were so different from the first one, and because James Franco died in 2017, we just don't talk about that first one anymore because it doesn't feel like part of the trilogy.
Just like when Michael Jackson tragically died right after releasing his biggest song.
It was a shame, but luckily nobody has any evidence of him existing since then, and nobody brought out any new evidence of him doing anything exciting in the last week. Did you guys see that?
No.
Somebody had new Michael Jackson stuff. They were like, Michael Jackson allegedly did things to me as a child or something. It's like, man, probably. I don't know. Whatever you say. Like,
I mean,
it wasn't in the movie, so I can't trust you. But if it was, I would have been slam dunk.
There will be nothing that can come out about Michael Jackson that will like move him from like where people hold him, like people as individuals and us as like, there's a Broadway show about him that's been on for years and has toured. And most people will probably tell you it's pretty good. And I don't know.
Look, was he an undeniably incredible performer who wrote some of the biggest bangers of all time? Like, I think we can all admit that. I just don't know why that part has to then be like, and so we're all going to ignore the other stuff.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's tough because I feel like the alternative is, well, like the alternative is kind of what we did with Bill Cosby as a society, where we just pretended he didn't exist at all, pretty much. Nobody talks about the Cosby Show anymore. Nobody talks about Fat Albert. And I think that's good. But like, it's that or what we do with R. Kelly songs where we just pretend nothing happened. And like everybody still dances to that one song that everybody loved in high school. So it's tough.
But the thing is, like, yeah, we all pretend, like, we all listen to R. Kelly songs and we're like, it's fine, don't worry about it. But we also don't, like, make movies about how cool R. Kelly is.
Right. Exactly, and, right, yes.
Make big Broadway shows where we're like, R. Kelly's our unproblematic fave. You know?
Yeah.
Like, most people would still be like, well, I'm not going to hire R. Kelly. Like, come on.
Do you think it's because he's dead? They can get away with this? I feel like if Michael Jackson was still alive, they definitely couldn't do this.
Yeah.
And so has R. Kelly died? No, he is still alive.
Right.
Bill Cosby, I know, was on the verge, but I think he's also still alive.
Yeah. The other thing with the not even specific to Bill Cosby, but people, really just anyone but musicians, like no one's dancing to like chocolate pudding bits at like a wedding, right? But like everyone will get on the floor for Billie Jean. And it's like that's just kind of,
well, all the bad people. But yeah, some people will get on the floor for Billie Jean. Some of us will sit there and shake our heads.
All the people who love bad will get out there for Billie Jean. That's right, Nando.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. People that love bad, because that's what they are. They're bad people. So they're like, yeah, this is about me.
They're bad people. They love the song Bad. We were all
the signs were all there. Where were we? Like, I wasn't around for the Michael Jackson, time, so I didn't know this, but I can't imagine I wouldn't have seen it coming and been like, oh, guys.
If I could tell
Mr. Snowman.
A quick anecdote about something I experienced in my life. I went to a wedding. It was a destination wedding at a resort in Cancun. And the groom is like really, 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 really into Michael Jackson. To like the point where it was like a couple days before the wedding, like a kind of like a dinner thing. Not the rehearsal dinner. It was not the rehearsal dinner. It was something totally different. But they had gotten like a Michael Jackson like impersonator to do like a 30-minute set. And it was one of the it was so long. I was like, oh, he's going to come out and do a thing. And it just didn't stop. It kept going and going and going and going. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen in my life. And like,
did he do a good job? Was it like entertaining, do you think, for a person that likes Michael Jackson a lot?
Yes.
Or was the person okay?
Yeah, like if you like Michael Jackson, you thought he did good. If you're me,
how committed a performance was it? Did he do anything that made them have to throw him out?
Did he pick up any babies and dangle them off the balcony or whatever? Remember that?
You know how to like.
Did he get in? Did he do a little Men in Black cameo? Remember that?
Remember
Oh
when that baby thing was the worst thing Michael Jackson ever did?
I mean,
right?
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
That was I'll say this.
It was a high risk, high reward or low reward situation. But like if he dropped that baby, it would have been the worst thing anyone has ever seen anyone do on TV.
Then there might not be an MJ musical or Michael movie like that. Might have actually been it if he killed. Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
it's the thing that he wanted to do but couldn't. Do you remember what this was? Do you want to be Spider-Man or something? Like. Michael Jackson owned the rights to something, and he was like, I'm going to make a movie where I'm that guy. And they wouldn't let him, and it ended up not happening. But it's something weird. Like, I think it might be Spider-Man.
Didn't he own the Beatles rights?
He did.
Well, that too, yeah.
One of the best purchases ever, by the way.
And he would have been great in that movie that they made just now with 4 movies and all the young hot stars if they were just him instead. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so according to this, let's see if this is real. In the 1990s, okay. Yeah, he wanted to be Spider-Man in a Spider-Man movie, and he almost bought Marvel, but he didn't. Because Toy Biz, I think, bought Marvel instead. So yeah, we just missed it.
It's crazy how much money he had and how, like, the price of things were, like, weirdly undervalued. Like, the fact that he was able to get the Beatles rights, maybe Marvel. Like, now you have to be an ultra billionaire to even sniff this stuff. Like, if you want to buy a sports team, you have to assemble, like, a couple billionaires together to buy a sports team. Or be one of, like, the 10, like, you know, whatever above billionaire is. Like, mega billionaire, whatever. You know the ones. The
pedophile. I mean, some of them,
but probably,
It turns out that the cross section of those two lists is distressingly high.
Almost overlapping circles on the Venn diagram.
But yeah, so apparently, so I'm looking at this. It seems like it doesn't say why this deal got shut down, but yeah, it seems like at the time, Michael Jackson really wanted to be Spider-Man, and that would have been very interesting because of all the stuff, that would have been weird. Bad if he did that.
All that stuff we know about, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mary Jane Watson. I have to say I like you so much.
I'm glad they don't try to. I mean, it would be a funny thing if they in Into the Spider-Verse, Michael Jackson Spider-Man was a thing. Because if it wasn't all the stuff, and he was just a weird, really, really strange musician who dangles his baby over a thing, I think it would be pretty funny to go to the Michael Jackson dimension of Spider-Man and see him being Spider-Man or something. But instead, he ruined it. It's a bummer.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about how all that stuff did. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Nando.
It ruined the Into the Spider-Verse cameo that wasn't ever on the table. I guess he probably would have taken what's-his-name's spot. Who's the musician who did the music for Across the Spider-Verse, who has one line? Oh, man, this is going to drive me crazy. It's a B. It's a B.
I have no idea then.
It's not a B. It's not. Ooh, no, thank God, no. Well, he did do the first one, but the second one, Metro Boomin, is that his name?
Oh, yes.
He did some of the music, I believe, for the second movie, and he's the Spider-Man that's like, there's nowhere to run, and then Spider-Man runs away, and he's like, sorry, guys, he ran. That's okay. So that would have been that would have been Michael Jackson, which would have been a real shame. But yeah, he could do cool stuff like web swing backwards and shit. That would be great. Turn into a wolf. Actually, this is
we should maybe.
Yeah, turn to a robot. Peter Pan stuff. He loves Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
You know, speaking of movies and stuff, movies about movie stars and things like that. Speaking of movie stars that are, well, I don't want to say over the hill because that's not what he is. What's the word for what he is? Washed up, I guess.
Washed up.
Okay.
Speaking of washed up movie stars, let's talk about a movie we all watched this week.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Ooh.
This is the first one of the twos.
It felt like a first one. Let's be honest. This movie
like
kind of felt like a first one.
I don't know, because there's also a lot of it that's like, this stuff happened before. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Don't worry about it, right? Like,
yeah, but like, it doesn't want you to think that much about that was the first one, and yet it very directly continues what happened in the first one.
yes, I agree. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it.
I'm sure we will talk about it. But yeah, we're talking about this week, Mortal Kombat 2. And because I won last week, what did I win for? What was it when you were doing?
Soccer trivia.
Soccer trivia. Yeah, okay. So because I knew one thing about soccer, I won. So I'm in charge of the IMDb this week.
Okay.
I'm very excited for this.
What audio tiebreaker do you have for us this time, Nando?
Not an audio tiebreaker. I thought about it, but it was too hard. So I'm just going to read things.
It's actually taste-based.
Should be. Ooh, yeah.
Finally.
What do you think the characters from this movie? Who do you think is the tastiest of these characters?
Ooh.
This is going to sound crazy, but I think it's Baraka.
Why?
I can see it.
Because he's baking in the sun all day.
Well, like, I just think that someone with such a rough, tough, hard exterior, but someone you learn is actually very sweet on the inside might have a similar flavor profile. You know?
That's
I think
interesting.
it's Quan Chi.
Why Quan Chi? I was thinking about Quan Chi. But...
because of all that powdered sugar he dusts himself in every day.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't know. Part of me kind of thinks it'd be Liu Kang. Just because he's like the fire guy,
so hot.
So he would be, he'd be like cooked and maybe even a little spicy. Himself? Yeah, that'd be nice because you don't want anybody like Sub-Zero that's cold.
No, scorpions taste bad.
Although, if
you
de-poison them, they're probably fine.
He's not Sub-Zero in this one. He doesn't have cold powers.
Well, yeah, technically he's Bihan, which we'll get to probably. Oof. But even though he is a different guy,
parlance, you would say that he's Noob Saibot.
Correct. But I remember sitting through the credits and making sure that they didn't say that, and they don't
say that ever at any point.
Yeah, which is a bummer because I think they could have gotten away with it if they wanted. I don't even think they would have had to explain it. Well, no, I feel like they would have had to like resurrect him with the Noob Saibot, like spell or something like that. Because you can't just go, I'm Noob Saibot now. But that is what you would ideally want. You know what? He could have done that. No, you know what it could have been? Johnny Cage could have been like, you're some sort of noob, and then that would be it.
Nice.
But anyway, we're talking about Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes.
And we're talking about the summary, the IMDb summary.
Whoa.
We're going to play a game where my two esteemed co-hosts will try to guess summary on IMDb currently for the movie Mortal Kombat 2. And it's going to be very exciting. And everybody knows that the summaries for the IMDb summary come from inside of, and people don't know this, but when you play Super Mario Brothers, you're kind of going through the same path. And I'm thinking like the first one, you're going through like the same path every single time, basically. But people do it at different levels. Like sometimes you jump a little bit faster than the other one. Sometimes you die. They don't count those. But every time somebody finishes a Super Mario Brothers level, that information of when they jumped and how far they went, whatever, is sent to Nintendo. And because Nintendo used to be a playing card company, they convert it to playing cards, and then they send it to IMDb, and IMDb gets a lady, tarot card reader lady, and she puts them all down, and that is how they come up with the things for the IMDb summary. So like it's information translated to another language, kind of a binary, and then that is sent to Los Angeles, I would assume. And what happens a lot of the time is the people that are doing the tarot card readings, they do a great job. They get lucky. It's correct. But a lot of the times, just because tarot cards are kind of bullshit, like all that stuff, it's just not right at all. They have to make stuff up and it doesn't go well. So that's why a lot of the times these are kind of off. I will say they got it this time. This summary is A-okay.
Really? Shit. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is fine. I don't think it's like... I think it's fine. I think it's a little interesting for something that it chooses to do, but I don't think it's like... It's definitely not wrong. We'll see what you guys think when we read it. But yeah, DJ, you went last week, which means Diggins, as the person who doesn't know a lot about soccer, and like I didn't say this when I listened to it again. When you're like, I don't know any of the positions in soccer, in my head I was like, what about goalie? It could be goalie, but you didn't say that, and that wasn't the right answer anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But I was like, that is the guy. Okay, but because of that, Diggins, you decide if you want to go first or second with the Mortal Kombat summary.
I'll go first because you said it. They kind of nailed it, so that sort of makes it a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Washed up actor Johnny Cage is recruited to be one of Earthrealm's warriors in the latest Mortal Kombat, a tournament that decides whether Earthrealm will be forced to under the whether Earthrealm will be conquered by the warlord Shao Kahn.
Okay. DJ?
All right. The defenders of Earthrealm, joined by washed up martial arts actor Johnny Cage, must face their toughest task as they are thrust into the Mortal Kombat tournament, where they will decide the fate of all Earthrealm. To do this, they must face the fierce Shao Kahn, the diabolical ruler of Outworld.
Okay. So I would say neither of you really got it. DJ got one more like kind of specific, but not even fully. And I think this actually is a tie. I'll read you the summary and you'll probably agree because I have notes of which ones you guys said, but this is the summary. And I do think it's a little weird, and like I said, you'll see. The fan favorite champions, now joined by Johnny Cage himself, are pitted against one another in ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shao Kahn that threatens the very existence of the Earth Realm and its defenders. So, like, it did one of those, like, the movie characters you know and love are back, which is always weird. And it didn't quite not describe the tournament the way that it is, but it was a little bit misleading in that, like, Johnny Cage never has to fight Sonya Blade. You know,
right.
Like that, the way that it kind of presents the tournament.
They're not pitted against each other. They're all pitted against.
Well, if you consider that, like, Kitana and Jade and
right.
Sindel.
Oh, sure.
That's true. I guess those are fan favorite
characters.
champion. Yeah. I will say, yeah, you both called them. You both got Johnny Cage. You both used Earthrealm. You both got Shao Kahn. DJ used the word rule, and DJ used the word defenders. Which they were called champions was the word that they're used to describe within the subtitle, but also or in the thing, and that's usually the word used to describe them. But at the end of the summary, it also calls them defenders. I don't know why. But you guys, this is a tie. Now, how do we
a lot
do
of
this?
writing going on.
We got a tiebreaker. Oh, we should do a tiebreaker.
Whoa.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay,
That's crazy.
You want to come up with one just on the spot right now, just totally unplanned?
Yeah, honestly, I could even come up with two and let you guys choose which one, but I know which one I want to do, so I'm just going to do that one. I'll tell you what the other one was going to be. The other one was going to be, we were going to go through every character in this movie, and you were going to have to guess their animality, which is what animal they turn into. Some of them are pretty funny, and some of them are just like completely out of left field you'd never guess. Like, for instance, either you know what Raiden turns into. And he's one of the only ones that has a consistent animality throughout the series. Some of them change over time.
This is a trick question. Raiden doesn't turn into anything, but Raiden does.
Oh, okay. God. Well, what does
Deduct
Raiden
him
turn
a point.
into then?
Deduct him a point.
That's one for Diggins. But yeah, do you know what Raiden turns into?
An eagle.
No.
Big Frog.
Nope. Think a little bit more specific to the character. Because they're all kind of like their thing.
You made it sound like it wasn't specific to the character.
No, it is. It's just kind of silly when you think about it, but like it is specific to the character.
Like, what's an electric animal? A Pikachu. He turns
An
into
electric
a Pikachu.
eel.
An electric eel is correct. He turns into an electric eel in both games. Yeah. So that's honestly the most fun one. Most of the rest of them are kind of like a vulture or something. And you're like, I guess Baraka's scary. Vultures are scary. But no, we're going to do a game. This is a new game. I don't think we can ever do it again. But it is getting a name. And it's called Straight to Netflix. So you guys, Johnny Cage in this movie is a movie star. Mm-hmm. And I love that about him. And one of the things the movie does, it's one of my favorite things you can do in a movie, is produce a fake movie that the movie star is in, give it a poster, maybe even some footage. You know, sometimes they choose to do it different ways. And there is a website that I found this week not looking for tiebreaker games, because like I said, I just kind of came up with this, but like looking through the internet for other stuff, called Netflix, and you can't go to it right now.
Your most hideous and obscene porns, I imagine.
Exactly. And you'll see spatterings of it, like some of these things which you'll get clues for. You're like, that's definitely one of the porn ones for him. And everybody just, say which ones you think it is in the comments or in the Discord. But so in this game, I have picked a bunch of these movies. The way this website presents them, and this is made by like one guy, but you can submit things. There's a lot of rules about like can't be from a sketch comedy show, and it has to appear at some point. So like Rochelle from Seinfeld, you never see it, so it can't be on here. Okay. But they put a description. They created a description for this movie, and like if it has stars in it in universe, they list the stars. They come up with a runtime. I don't know where they get that from. The title and a picture. I'm going to read to you the descriptions of these movies. I have a bunch of them. These are movies from different movies and television shows and stuff like that. Like, it is not just movies in movies. And the first one of you to buzz in, this is another buzzing round. And the
like
first one of you to buzz in. That's right. That's right. Like Devora. They need to get into some of those guys soon, I guess.
The problem is, like with all these video game movies, is they're just like going to do the ones you remember from your childhood over and over and over again. So they're never going to get to the new people.
Well, I feel like they'll probably do Kenshi in the next one. I feel like we'll have to do him. And then after that, there's like other characters that can be where the next movie takes place from the past. That would be kind of cool. Like, I think Kotal Khan, we know existed at one point and is, anyway, we'll get to it. But for this summary or for this game, I'm just going to give you these summaries. You're going to tell me, some of them I'm going to leave proper nouns out of, but a lot of them I don't have to. And you just get to tell me what the movie is.
The fake movie?
The fake movie name. Yeah, tell me the fake movie name. And then if you can't do that, if neither of you can do that, then I might give a second point option for tell me what, piece of media this is from.
Okay.
Gotcha. I'll start like kind of simple and keep going. And we'll see how this goes. All right, here we go. And remember, this is a buzzing round, so be as clear with your buzzings as possible.
Okay.
And for this buzzer, what I want to do, just for everybody to make it easier, DJ, you're going to say the word DJ, and Diggins, you're going to say the word Diggins. They both start with D's. That doesn't work. DJ, you're going to say the name.
Why wouldn't Diggins say Chris?
Yeah, that's true. DJ and Chris. That'll be it. Okay. So we'll do that. So buzz in with your own name.
The hell out of our listeners on this one.
If you accidentally use the other person's name, that's a point deducted. So don't even think about it.
I think one of us has done once before.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. So here we go. First one. From the shadows of Batman emerges a hero, the ultimate grime fighter. When the dust settles, only one man will be left dusting. I'll say it one more time. From the shadows of Batman emerges a hero, the ultimate grime fighter. When the dust settles, only one man will be left dusting. Any guesses?
DJ.
Yeah, DJ.
Is the name of this movie Ratman?
No, it is not Ratman.
Oh, okay.
James, you want to take a guess?
I mean, like, I can tell what the joke is. I'm just trying to remember or figure out what the name would be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like Mr. Clean?
No, in fact, this was Alfred the movie.
Fuck.
And because of how easy it is to guess that this is from Teen Titans Go to the Movies, I'm not going to do a second round. But that's kind of what we're working with here.
Alfred.
Their whole thing was how they didn't get a movie, but Alfred gets a movie. God damn it!
Movies. Yeah, and I said Crime Fighter with a G. I'm not sure if that came through.
Right? No. I understood.
No,
like, I could tell it was about cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't make the connection to Alfred. Also, Alfred did get a whole TV show. So
he did. Yeah. Alfred. What was it called? Like Pennyworth, the story of Batman's butler or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It had a bizarre title.
Jacked
Alfred.
Alfred.
It also have like a really weird ending.
Yeah, it did. I can't remember what it was, but it was pretty good. Okay, let's do the next one. How about I want one that like you've definitely both seen, and a lot of these because there were a ton of these. I tried to find the ones that I'm like, there's a pretty good chance they've both seen these things. And they're pretty fun.
I will say I haven't seen Teen Titans Goes to the Movies, so
it's a good movie. It's a legit good movie.
It's better than you'd expect.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. This is an interesting one. This is the true story of Sidney Prescott, based on bestseller The Woodsboro Murders by Gail Weathers. And then there's a quote that it's, I guess, from The Thing that is, "This is gonna hurt." So I'm just going to say that. Diggins, do you want to take a guess at what the title for this one is?
I mean, I know what it's
Chris,
from. I don't know what it is. I mean, if we assume that it's like a play on The Thing, Shout?
Incorrect, but I like where your head's at. And clearly, you're onto something. DJ, would you like to take a guess at this one before we go to guessing what it's from? Something DJ will almost certainly do. Or Dickens will certainly do.
He clearly knows, and I don't even know. Could you just read it one more time?
Of course. The true story of Sidney Prescott, based on the bestseller The Woodsboro Murders by Gail Weathers. Quote, "This is gonna hurt."
Is the movie? Oh my God, The Woods.
No, that is incorrect. Diggins, what movie is this from?
This is from Scream. Obviously not the first Scream, but one of them.
Yeah. This is from Scream 2. This movie is called Stab. A big part of the Scream franchise is these Stab movies that are created about the events of the last one, and then because it's a meta commentary, sometimes they get really like weird. It's complicated. How about this one? A film steeped in controversy, combining pornography and investigative journalism to expose collusion between the DOJ and Detroit auto manufacturers. Quote, "You poison our air, the people won't stand for it." Do either of you know the title of this movie?
Again, I don't know the title, but I know what movie it's from.
DJ, do you know the title of this movie?
Getting fucking killed here.
That is not it, so I'm taking that as your guess. There's no way you would guess it. Diggins, do you want to take a guess at the title for fun?
I think it's like something like completely unrelated to what it is, or like mostly kind of unrelated.
It's an unwieldy title, I would say. Like it's a bad title, but it's the title of the thing.
Like the woodcock comes its dawn.
That is incorrect. Diggins, what movie, or DJ? You can bring it on this, but Diggins seems to know. What movie is this from?
This is from The Nice Guys.
That's correct. This is the movie in The Nice Guys, which is called How Do You Like My Car, Big Boy? This is the movie that the characters are fighting over and exposes the corruption in the auto industry. Okay, next. Dr. Clara Mandrake, respected ornithologist, knows the crows are watching. An apocalyptic fantasy about mutant crows and a timely allegory about prejudice. That's not an eclipse, Nathaniel. Those are birds. What movie is this? And what media is it from?
Could you read it again?
Yep, for sure. Dr. Clara Mandrake, respected ornithologist, knows the crows are watching. An apocalyptic fantasy about mutant crows and a timely allegory about prejudice. Quote, "That's not an eclipse, Nathaniel. Those are birds." This one, I kind of thought this was a gimme. So this is interesting. This is interesting stuff. I'm assuming. Do you want to take a shot at it, Diggins? Yes.
The Crowaning.
You know, it's not a horrible guess, but it is not that. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to say it is right, because here's what the title for that actually is. It is called The Crows Have Eyes 3, The Crowaning. So I'm going to give Diggins a point for that one. Diggins, do you happen to know what show that's from? This isn't for a point, but...
No, I actually don't.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, you can get a point if you get this right, because why not? You should be able to...
Okay.
DJ, you can also take a guess on this one if you want.
Crows Have Eyes 3, The Crowaning.
The Crowaning.
Is from... Wonder Man.
No. Good
What a
guess.
good
DJ,
guess.
any guess on what this was?
Is this from not another teen movie? I don't know.
No, this is actually from Schitt's Creek. This is one of the movies that Moira Rose is making in Schitt's Creek.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I've never watched Schitt's Creek, so again, don't feel bad about it.
How about this one then? In a time where to be different was to be condemned, and to be condemned was to die.
DJ.
One man. Yes, DJ?
Okay. Satan's Alley is the name of the
Correct.
movie. It's from Tropic Thunder.
It is from Tropic Thunder, correct. Okay, so now that we've done this, I feel like this is the rules. If you get it right, you get to guess what it's from. You get to name what it's from.
Okay.
For an extra point. Which really, it's like that's just 2 points for getting it right, because it's like that's... If you know one, you'd know the other.
It only helps I've
but
watched
yes.
Tropic Thunder 30 million times, so...
Mm-hmm. Do you know what the name of the award that this one was? In the
is it like the Golden Monkey or something like that? The
You're
Crying
very close.
Monkey?
The Beijing Film Festival's Crying Monkey Award. That's correct.
Starring Robert Downey Jr. and...
starring Kirk Lazarus.
Right,
and Best Kiss winner.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, that's right. Okay, next up. The story of a lawyer in the American South named Constance Justice, based on the popular novel by Kevin Grisham.
Chris.
Yes, Dickens?
Is this The Rural Juror?
This is The Rural Juror, which is
Which is from 30 Rock.
Correct. This is the Jenna Maroney classic. A lot of good ones in 30 Rock, so I tried to kind of keep it to only a few. All right, next one. A World War II movie like you've never seen. Sergeant Mike Lewis is crisping them Nazis to hell. Quote, anybody order fried sauerkraut? Anybody know the name of this movie?
Fuck. I've definitely seen this.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna guess neither of you know the name of the movie. So then ring in for a point. What's this from?
Chris.
Yes, Diggins.
Is this from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
This is from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This is the movie that Leo has a flamethrower. It's called The 14 Fists of McCluskey.
Right.
Very, very good. Next up. Let's see. Which one should we do next? I want to keep these kind of fresh. Okay. Here we go. And I'm going to leave out a proper noun because it gives it away. Colonel Washington has stolen a formula from Dr. Ling's lab. In the wrong hands, it could be used as a powerful weapon and destroy millions of lives. She recruits John Blank, who doesn't realize they've met before. I am blank is the title of is the quote, but the blank is part of the title. Any guesses?
What's the name of that movie? Oh, I can't think of the name of the movie.
I'll read it one more time. Colonel Washington has stolen a formula from Dr. Ling's lab. In the wrong hands, it could be used as a powerful weapon and destroy millions of lives. She recruits John Blank, who doesn't realize they've met before. Quote, I am blank. How about for this one, I give you the cast. The cast of the movie, not the show, is Kirk Boville, Carlin James, Emily Chang, and Dolph Lundgren. Those are the good actors in this movie. Some of them have these, some of them don't. All right, I'm going to say neither of you get it. unless you want to take a stab in the dark.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I
Do you know what this is from?
couldn't think of the name of it. It's from that Eddie Murphy movie where he plays a Shaft-like character, or he plays the actor who played that Shaft-like character.
That is a good guess. That is not correct.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't feel bad.
DJ, any guess at what this is from?
Is this from? Is this from BoJack Horseman?
No, good guess. A lot of those on this list, though. This is actually a movie called Thunder Gun 4 Maximum Cool, a series that is popular in the Always Sunny universe. It is these Always Sunny movies where he hangs dong, and everyone's very excited about that. Okay, next one. And this is a fun one. I really like this one. Crime in the city is at an all-time high. Rookie gangster Snake pays a visit to notorious mob boss Johnny, whose patience is running out. I'll read it again, and then I'll read a quote from it. Crime in the city is at an all-time high. Rookie gangster Snakes pays a visit to a notorious mob boss Johnny, whose patience is running out. And you know what? I'm going to change the rules because I think this is better. This is why we come up with these on the fly. Mm-hmm. All you have to guess is the thing it's from. An extra point comes with getting the title. How about that? I feel like that makes more sense. Yeah. So does anybody know what this is from? I'll read it one more time. Crime in the city is at an all-time high. Rookie gangster Snakes pays a visit to notorious mob boss Johnny, whose patience is running out. A quote from the movie, which I will read now. Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Chris.
Yes,
this
Diggins.
is from Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
I'm just going to give it to you. It's Home Alone 1, but it's one of the Home Alone movies. Yeah, it is. And it's from Detective Pikachu, apparently. Diggins, for an extra point, do you have any idea what this movie is called?
I didn't know it was a fake movie. I thought it was a real one.
I know. It's very, very, really well put together. It's called Angels with Filthy Souls. And yes, this is the movie he's watching in that. All right, next one. This is the final unfinished film of actor Neville Sinclair about the adventures of Sir Reginald as the blank. That's the title of the movie. Quote, I'd hate to stain my legend on a villain such as you. I'll read it again. The final unfinished film of actor Neville Sinclair about the adventures of Sir Reginald as the title of the movie. I'd hate to stain my legend on a villain such as you.
I feel like I know this. It's on the tip of my brain.
Yeah, maybe you guys do. I don't know.
DJ.
Yes, DJ?
This is probably wrong, but is this from The Iron Giant?
No. Interesting guess, but incorrect. Diggins, do you have any guesses?
Neville Sinclair. Is this from The Rocketeer?
This is from The Rocketeer.
Wow.
Do you remember the name of this movie? The Whatever He Is, the title of the movie.
No, I don't remember.
It is The Laughing Bandit. That is the name of the movie that Neville Sinclair is doing before he dies, doing Nazi stuff. Isn't that fun? I know. That's what the world was like. Remember when there were secret Nazis everywhere? That was bad.
Yeah, and Jennifer Connelly looked the hottest a human being has ever looked.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Maybe not in that movie necessarily. If you have to rank them, there's other instances of it, but correct. Really great stuff. How about this one? Next one. On this very special holiday, somewhere between black and white is love and stuff. Quote, sounds like you, ... have a dream. And guess where this is from? On this very special holiday, somewhere between black and white is love and stuff. Quote, sounds like you, ... have a dream.
Chris.
Yes?
I don't know what it's from, but I feel like it has to be Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
That's correct. That is what the thing is called. Any guess of what it's from?
What would make a stupid joke like that? Genuinely, I think it's 30 Rock again.
It is 30 Rock. This is one of their parody movies that they make. Very, very good, Dickens. DJ, there's a couple left, so there's still time to catch up.
What's the score right now, Nando?
I've been sharpening up on my Mortal Kombat 2.
The score is currently 8-2. 10-2. You have an 8-point advantage, Diggins. But, it can go anywhere.
They put these whole plots on the internet. It's pretty handy.
What do you do when science takes things too far? A spleen with an opposable thumb? Oh, the humanity. Quote, Sarah, cover your ears so it can't eat your brains. And he guesses at this one. This is a classic. I'll read it again. What do you do when science takes things too far? A spleen with an opposable thumb? Oh, the humanity. Quote, Sarah, cover your ears so it can't eat your brains. Anybody want to take a guess at this one? No, I got nothing.
I haven't a clue.
Okay, let's say neither of you get this. This is from the Angry Beavers. This is the horror classic, The Crawling Spleen, which they watched during their horror episode. Very, very good episode.
Okay.
It's been like 20 years since I've watched that show, probably more.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, true for me too. I remember this episode. I could write you the script right now. Like the Halloween special of that episode is so funny. I don't really remember too much else from that show. All right, couple more. DJ probably can't win, but maybe you'll get really, really lucky. You never know. Next. Okay. America's best loved singer invites you to share a home style holiday. That's all I got. America's best loved singer invites you to share a home style holiday.
Chris.
Yeah, Diggins?
The Taylor Swift Christmas special.
No, that's a good one. That's a good guess, but that's incorrect. DJ, any guesses? America's best beloved singer invites you to share a home style holiday.
Is this from Dewey Cox?
No, good guess. This is actually from the movie Scrooged. This is Bob Goulet's old-fashioned Cajun Christmas. Everybody's favorite.
Okay.
One of those. Okay. Couple left. Here we go. I'm gonna only pick my favorite.
I feel like it's been a couple left for the past few.
There's two left.
He really wants me to kind of probably.
I do. I don't want DJ to have like a little, but we'll see. Okay, here we go. This is the next one, and this one has some blanks for obvious reasons. Blank and blank take on the Soviets and communism to protect each other and the American way. Quote, God would have mercy. I won't.
Wow.
Yeah. Any guesses? And what this is from, I'll read it again. The first thing, I'll say this. First thing is a character. First blank character name. Second blank group name. So blank and blank take on the Soviets and communism to protect each other and the American way. Quote, God would have mercy. I won't. I want to take a guess.
Chris.
Diggins?
Nick Fury and his Howlin' Commandos.
Oh, that could be fun, but no, that is not correct. DJ, you want to take a guess at this?
I have no idea.
Some of you guys have seen, I'm pretty sure. This is a movie called Red Thunder in the universe of The Boys. This is the World War II, or like that movie that Soldier Boy starred in with the brave Mujahideen. And it's very funny that they did that. All right. Got the last one here, and this is a classic. So I'm sure people have been like, where's this one? And I'm just going to tell you a couple that I decided not to do for fairness. Apparently, there's a movie in the show Episodes with Matt LeBlanc called Pucks. Would have been funny. No way you would have gotten it.
Okay.
I did consider doing Wonder Man, but it's really hard to describe the plot of Wonder Man without using the word Wonder Man. I also considered doing Tomb Buster, which is the show that Moon Knight watches, and he's based his whole life on. And that is a pretty good one.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't do the ones that were like Goodwill Hunting 2 hunting season when they were like a fake sequel to a thing, but there's a lot of those. Obviously, there's also the Hamlet movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger from The Last Action Hero or Last Boy Scout, whichever one of those is that. But I got one more for you guys. It is perhaps one of the most important ones, and it's crazy that this is true. It's worth 9 points. So if DJ gets, well, you know what? It's worth 8 points. If DJ gets this is a tie, which would be so incredible.
Worth 8 points. Wow. Okay.
I feel like this.
I'm not gonna say a specific in here. So, here we go. a modern take on blank and blank, set in the underground party scene in a dystopian future. Quote, sadly, all good parties must come to an end. Yes, Diggins?
Jekyll and Hyde. From the Entourage movie.
Diggins, you're right. It is from the Entourage movie. The movie is actually called Hyde, but that gives you enough points to run away with it. So I'm going to say that is correct. I really wanted to do the other movie from Entourage that gets brought up a lot, Queens Boulevard, but there's nothing about it. It's just the name Queens Boulevard and then the title and the quote, I am Queens Boulevard. So it wouldn't have worked. But yeah.
What about
a lot of good ones in Entourage.
Medellin, the movie that bombs?
I thought about Medellin. Oh, trust me. I thought about all these. I thought about the fake Aquaman movie. Those two I didn't want to do because those kind of are real things. So, like, we do have a real Aquaman movie in our universe, and there is a real show, I believe, called Medellin that is pretty much just what he did. But I didn't. So for that reason, I didn't do those ones. But yeah, we got pretty much all the rest of them through. The only other one I wanted to do, which I didn't do, and it doesn't really matter, is a movie called Ninja Mime, which I learned about here. Apparently, he's silent but deadly, the original film that kicked off the explosive Ninja Mime franchise. And that was fun on this list because that is a movie made by Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat animated movie. So he is famous for the Ninja Mime movies. They don't come up here, but I would have liked to see them. And in one of the games, he fights a version of him that's a mime. So as a reference to that. So Diggins, congratulations. By a stunning 10 points, you've won. What did I call this?
I thought that last one was worth 8 points. So didn't I win by like 16?
That's true. You won by like more than that.
Points.
8. Yeah, you won by 16. Correct. And this is so you've won straight to Netflix. And again, if anyone wants to check this out, now you guys can do this. Go to netflix.fun. And you can look at this website. It's an incredible website considering it's not real. And you can submit things to it. So that's handy too. But Diggins, as the winner, that means you get to tell us first what you thought of Mortal Kombat 2.
No boy. So we did Mortal Kombat 1 5 years ago when it came out.
Yeah.
And I don't believe any of us particularly liked it, but there were like kind of fun things about it. I think we kind of liked Kano.
You agreed with all the things he said about different races of people, right? That was your thing, I think. You were like, I like the cut of this guy's jib.
That's right. I was like, everything Kano says is objectively correct about the real world, not just the world of Mortal Kombat.
Exactly. I hope he doesn't get killed and kind of forget about all that stuff because it would be bad for you. So anyway, continue.
And it's so weird because this movie is very different from the first one. Like they do a lot of things very differently, but I feel like it's all pure lateral moves. Like, I don't think this is worse than that first one, but I don't think it's better either. It's just different. And like, so like things that were bad about the first one are like kind of better now, but things that were like okay in the first one are kind of bad now. So it all averages out to be about the same. Like this is clear. I will say, as far as an adaptation of a fighting game goes, this does feel like I'm watching all the cutscenes from a fighting game. Where it's like the plot between is just like really hastily written excuses with the assets they had laying around from making the fighting stages to get to the next fight. Which doesn't make for an entertaining movie. But does mean that you have a bunch of fights that look like they're from a video game. So, like, if that's the main thing you cared about in a Mortal Kombat movie, then congratulations. I do think it's crazy how much this is just the first Mortal Kombat movie, except they did it worse. Because it's just like Sonya and Jax and Johnny Cage get recruited into the Mortal Kombat with a Liu Kang and a Kung Lao who are already in it, and like Johnny Cage is kind of the main character, and blah 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 blah. But then like he has to learn to not be selfish and like embrace that he's a real martial arts person. Except he doesn't really do that in this movie. He kind of just does a fight good and then is like, I'd like to not die. I'd like for Earth to not all explode, and I seem to be literally incapable of saying no to this. So, I think the katana stuff is a little better. In terms of she has something I might call a character, but it's very, very A to B. It's very rote. So I don't know. There's like, if the main thing you care about is like, does this look cool when they do a big fight and then they do a fatality, and also it looks like it's from the video game, then I'm sure you'll have a great time watching this movie. I would prefer if it was a movie. So I didn't have a great time watching it, but like I didn't hate it. It just goes down smooth. It's that nice slop we all love so much. What about you, DJ? What did you think of Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah, I probably maybe enjoyed it a little bit more than Diggins, but just barely. It's this movie. So for me, the biggest flaws are the pacing is pretty horrendous. Like I think this movie is trying to handle, like, we have two main storylines with Johnny Cage and Katana. I don't think that works at all. I think just one of them should have been like given their movie. Diggins is shaking head in disagreement, or
oh no, I'm agreeing with you. You're like you're like, that wasn't a good idea, and I'm like, sure wasn't.
But then we also have all of these like side things like we need to worry about. Like Shang Tsung is in the movie, and
is he?
Exactly. Thank you, Diggins. Exactly. You. And so it's like very difficult, like unless you really like turn your brain off and don't care about the plot. Like I don't know, not to get like too heavy spoiler stuff, but like they bring back stuff from the first movie in like the 11th hour. Like, all right, here's how we're gonna solve this problem, and it's like it hurts too much if you think about it, and it's frustrating. Like I almost wish that they said, yeah, that first movie happened, but like we're gonna totally ignore it, because I think you could have done that. And like outside the characters, right? Just bring back the characters. Even some of the chicanery they do with bringing back some characters, right? Like that's all fine, but like don't worry about the plot heavy stuff from the first movie. I think that was like very silly. But it's not bad, right? It's like, oh, there's some good fights here. There's some good funny stuff. They probably didn't give Carl Urban's Johnny Cage enough screen time because he lifts a lot of the movie, and he's not in enough of it. And some of the other stuff is like a real drag. And I guess some of the other stuff's like spoiler territory for characters who come back. But yeah, like it's fine. If you're probably like a huge fan of Mortal Kombat, you're like, wow, there's a lot of my guys like doing stuff, and then that's like probably cool. Shao Kahn, terrible villain. There's nothing there. It said he's the big strong guy who's going to do the thing, and it's like they could have done better. Like this is also the frustrating part. Like Mortal Kombat, the source material has some better writing for some of these characters, but the movies kind of ignored it. Especially for Shao Kahn, mostly for Jade. Yeah, so that was kind of a disappointment. So, you know, like 6 out of 10. Nando, what about you? What did you think of Mortal Kombat 2?
I thought I see where you guys were going, or what you guys were saying. However, I think this is about as good of a Mortal Kombat movie as you can make without it being a good movie. And like in that sense,
okay,
like I think it's not, and by good movie, I guess I mean like crossover hit where you're like, oh my God, this is the Project Hail Mary, like everybody's got to go see it, you know, or like a Guardians of the Galaxy or something where it's like, call your parents and tell them to come on over. This is like, if you're just making a Mortal Kombat movie that is designed to be Mortal Kombat and to look like Mortal Kombat, this is clearly, I think in many ways, better than the first one. In terms of that it has a Mortal Kombat and that Johnny Cage is a better protagonist. There are some things that it does differently that I think are strange. But overall, and I went back and watched the first one after watching this one. I did not like the look of the first one very much. I still don't like the look of these, and I don't think they did anything different to fix it. But so that is maybe the one way they could have improved this that I think would make it really cool. But they tried really hard with the creativity of the fights and stuff, and this is a movie that I think at one point, and I don't want to spoil it, so we'll let DJ talk about it in the summary. A character does a move that is one of the dumber moves in Mortal Kombat. And that's before you get into like the friendship endings and stuff. But like in terms of just general Mortal Kombat moves, it is one of the dumber ones. And my audience loved it, and I loved it. And if they didn't do that, I'd be like, this movie is ashamed to be Mortal Kombat. But so I think because they did it, I was a little bit more like, oh yeah, they really went for it. I think Carl Urban is fine. I think he's a weird cast for Johnny Cage. I think making Johnny Cage an over-the-hill action star is strange, but fine. I think he's doing his best. I think all the main characters from the last movie are also as fine. They are the flat, like, just a, passing grade of characters. I like Katana enough, and I like Jade enough, but I don't think either of them were that exciting in this, although I thought they might have had the coolest like fight choreography. So a lot of this movie, until a certain character reappears, was sitting on the shoulders of Carl Urban, and I think a lot of his scenes where he was the main guy were fun. I liked pretty much the 2 fight scenes he has they're actual long fight scenes, even though they were the least cool looking ones, just because they were kind of fun. And I liked that some of the characters in this had really, really thin, like, they didn't try to give Sonya Blade a character arc. They were just like, she's also there. And I kind of think that is good, because if they did try to do that, it maybe would have made the movie bad. But instead, it's just like, yeah, that's her, whatever. I don't know if it's like necessarily like low expectations, but it's like the idea that if you're going to have a movie with 50 guys in it, they can't all have little arcs to do. And you know what else? This movie forgot about a lot of the things from the other movies that were bad. Mostly the arcanas. That was a big part of the first movie, where they had to learn to channel their chi or whatever to turn them into superpowers from the game. While characters still did those things, they didn't have to explain it, and I thought that was great.
I'm never going to get over that Jax's arcana was not that he has robot arms, but that the robot arms he already had became cooler and stronger.
Yes, the monks made them or something, but yeah, he was able to explode them into big giant robot arms.
Nate, I have a question for you, because we've seen movies that do like the big giant casts, and for franchises over time. Fast and Furious, comes to mind. Like, why aren't they doing that model where they, do more of like a drip feed of characters and kind of let it breathe instead of throwing, a dozen into a movie and being like, here, look.
Well, it's tough because like it would be like, I feel like this feels like an Avengers movie, which is the way you have to make these, because in the first one, you introduce a set of characters that are the core Mortal Kombat characters. It's not all of them, but it's like Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, Jax, let's say. Those 3 are like, and Raiden are like core good guys. There's other characters there like Kung Lao and I guess that's it really. They're like also good guys, and I guess Scorpion and Sub-Zero are kind of in their own little movie. But when you make the sequel, you do kind of have to bring them over, because some people like them and they would be around, but then you kill them immediately, which they don't do with those 2 characters, which is interesting. As I kind of expected they would. And you just kind of add more friends to the group. So by like a 4th one of these, it'll be like 20 people. But I feel like you can't get rid of them because they're part of it. And like, it would be strange if they weren't here. Although I don't think I would mind if like Sonya and Jax weren't around for this one. But I think audiences kind of would. Because there's like maybe 5 main characters of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. And if one of them was in the last movie and isn't in this one, I think people would get mad. I don't know. Yeah. It's like, and I think that's kind of part of why Scorpion and Sub-Zero keep showing up, even though they have nothing to do with this movie, is because they just have to be in it, because they're the marketing guys. They're on the poster, even though they do not even kind of do stuff. But yeah, so I don't know.
No matter how far above this material Hiroyuki Sanada is,
yeah,
he'll keep being on those posters.
I hope that's what his front porch looks like. And they shot that at his house. And then put on the mask and then never did any more stuff. But yeah, you know what it is too? Honestly, what this feels more like is like a fighting game roster, but like Super Smash Brothers, how like by the end there's like 400 characters. And it's like, well, you can't kick out Mario, even though he is kind of boring and like you just gotta have him. So like the core cast just expands and expands and expands.
Sure, but that's why it's a fighting game and not a movie. Because you can do that and it's fine.
But I
was gonna say it also didn't help that the 5 years between these movies. That's really tough.
Yeah, it's a weird one because was this a COVID movie? Was this 2021? It got released, so it's probably finished during COVID. That's right. Now, DJ, as the person who lost it by like 40 points or whatever, you have to describe to the people what happened in Mortal Kombat 2 for everybody who hasn't seen it and for people who haven't, that may have forgot some stuff. Are you prepared to do that?
Probably most of them.
Fuck
yeah,
no.
You know, it's hard to not forget some stuff. Even though it's a tournament movie where it should be really easy to remember exactly what happens in what order, it's not.
Is it a tournament movie, though? Because,
I mean, to some extent. For about, a third of the movie. So that's not nothing. That's not nothing, you guys. I am getting a timer ready right now.
It's got to be a gong, right? You gotta.
I mean, do they have a gong, though? Like, you would think they would.
What timer site doesn't have a gong?
Maybe they were worried about being culturally insensitive.
Maybe.
I mean, every culture has gongs, you know.
I don't think that's true.
Well, America had the Gong Show.
Did.
Right, but
I
don't.
That's a good point.
I don't
the Gong
think
Show.
We independently created the gong before we made the Gong Show.
Well, we did make the Gong Show, so
yeah. Also, I'm not convinced we invented the Gong Show. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised if the Gong Show was from another country,
like the UK or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? Since I can't find anything good, we're just gonna do Scary Halloween Pumpkin.
Again,
that's kind of the
that's
vibe of this. I know, but what are we supposed to do? So I'm gonna share my screen with you, DJ.
Okay.
I'm always
Diggins.
Happy to see Scary Halloween Pumpkin, personally,
and to hear that classic sound that we all know and love. That. Hoo ha 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 ha! That would be so exciting. Whoa! Now you're scaring DJ because he'd be like, "I just thought I had 15 minutes. It's gone." So DJ, you have 15 minutes to describe the plot of Mortal Kombat 2. Are you ready?
Nope.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin.
All right, the movie opens and we're in Outworld, and Shao Kahn is like, "Hey, King Jared, I'm gonna fuck you up and own all these people." And King Jared's like, "Well, I'm gonna try and beat you," but he doesn't. He dies. So he's like, "Hey, Sindel, you're my lady now, and Katana, you're my adopted daughter." And that's Outworld.
What was the name of their kingdom before it got taken over?
I was gonna say, I don't think it is an Outworld. I think it's in this other kingdom.
Fuck if I know, bro.
Edenia.
Edenia. Yeah.
It never comes up again.
They say it.
They mention it sometimes.
Oh, well. Anyway.
It's fine. Anyway.
So flash forward, and now it's time. It's the 10th Mortal Kombat tournament. And this one's for all the marbles, baby. If Outworld wins, they own everything or whatever. Earthrealm is doomed. And that's how it is. So, Shao Kahn,
didn't they win the Mortal Kombat in the last movie? And no, actually, even within the fiction of the movie, the Mortal Kombat 2 tournament never started.
Yep,
exactly.
That's correct. We were just getting ready for it. That was, and also stuff with Scorpion. And there was Goro was in it, but he's dead now. But now we're here, and Shao Kahn has Quan Chi resurrect Kung Lao and Kano. Kung Lao, what?
No. We'll keep going. They're different resurrections, kind of, but it's not important.
Oh, okay, fine. And the Kung Lao's like their guy now. We'll get to what he does. And Kano, they need Kano because Kano had some kind of amulet that's important to Shao Kahn.
The amulet of Shinnok.
Yep.
Yeah, the Thanos of these guys, kind of.
Yep. and so he gives it to them. But also, like, there's a thing how Kano can't be controlled by them because his, like, he doesn't have a soul or whatever. He's like too evil to be controlled.
Crunchy's kind of just like, I didn't care. I didn't care to make him the guy who listens to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now, importantly, Mortal Kombat, it's happening. So we have the gods have picked a new champion for Earthrealm, and it's Johnny Cage, a washed up actor who was in a bunch of kung fu movies, but now he's just kind of like a sad, depressed guy who, when his fans meet him at the bar, he's like, fuck you for being my fan, you piece of shit. Wow. And that's his whole vibe. So he gets summoned to Raiden's temple, and he's like, fuck this. And he leaves, but it doesn't matter, because when you get summoned to fight Mortal Kombat, you get summoned to fight Mortal Kombat. So there's the first fight, and it's Sonya versus Sindel. Sonya wins using the power of her cool rings and spikes coming out of the floor. And then it's Katana versus Johnny Cage. But Katana's been
DJ, you said it was Sonya versus Sindel. Sindel, who was King Jared's wife? Why is she evil now?
I said because that Shao Kahn took her as his lady. So
also, she died, like...
Yeah,
I don't know exactly how she died, if he killed her or what, but she got turned into a revenant. Just
right, she was also zombie. So so that's that. And then also right, so Johnny Cage has to fight Katana, but Katana is secretly good. We learned this later, but she was given a Raiden charm as a child, and she uses it to go to Raiden's temple to let them know what's going on. So she does fight Johnny Cage. She beats him, but doesn't kill him, which is interesting. We'll put a pin in that, but it means that it's tied 1-1, or it's like it's weird. It counts down like you have 5 lives, and if you lose a match, you lose a life. So I guess it's 4-4. However we want to score this. Okay. But then, so in order for Quan Chi to power Shinnok's amulet, they need god power. So Kung Lao attacks Raiden's temple. He uses his cool hat to cut Raiden's throat, and then they absorb his power into the amulet to make the amulet awesome. But then Liu Kang's like, I'm gonna go fucking fight Kung Lao. Oh, right, that's the next fight of the tournament, is Kung Lao versus Liu Kang. Liu Kang wins by doing a cool move where he gets punched, but he makes Kung Lao he pulls him on top of his hat, the spinning hat that was lodged in the ground. It was pretty cool. I like that. That was created by Liu Kang, so that was fun.
Aren't there 2 other fights that happen now also?
Yeah, what are the other 2?
Are 2 other fights. So Jax has to fight Jade. Jax wins, but spares Jade because, again, I guess those are the rules. And then Cole...
Specifically, he's asked to.
Oh, right. Yeah, Katana's like, don't kill her. She's like my bodyguard, but she's cool. Which I guess we can believe that. But then, guys, remember Cole? Remember Cole?
Cole Young? Everyone's character?
From Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah. He has to fight Shao Kahn. And you wouldn't believe it, guys. It seems like he wins because he gets a good throat /stab, whatever. He gets him real good.
But DJ, I thought that amulet that they just powered up was supposed to make him immortal.
It does. He's immortal now, so Cole's fucked. So he dies.
Seem fair?
Right?
I guess it is.
So he dies. So the score is I don't know what the score is. It's still tied somehow.
No, it's not. DJ, they just have to defeat all of the warriors, and whoever's left standing wins. It's not that complicated.
But we'll talk about it. But the way that the little lives countdown thing makes it confusing. Because sometimes you die, sometimes you don't die. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Lose the fight. If you lose the fight, then you lose a little fire emblem. It doesn't matter if you die or not.
I'm with DJ. I'll explain why, because the tournamentness of this is kind of messy, but
I mean, there's an ending bit that is then wait, what are the rules? But I don't think the rules are confusing at the point DJ's at.
I disagree, but we'll get to it. Time continues to tick down. So because Shao Kahn is too good, they're all like, whoa, what the fuck do we do? So they're like, all right, we'll have to go like steal the amulet or whatever, like take care of this amulet. The amulet is the problem. So they have to go into they have to go to Outworld via like a secret entrance or whatever. Where the Baraka people are, that's where they have to go. They go to where the Baraka people are next.
Right.
I can't remember exactly why they have
to. The name of the Baraka species is?
No one does.
They tell you.
What is it? What is it?
They're the Tartarkans.
Tartarkans. Okay. Sure.
Something like that.
I think it's Tartarkans.
Maybe Tarkatans. I don't know. It's one of those.
It's that.
I think it's Tarkatan. Yeah.
It might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're all very confident. Anyway, so they're they meet Baraka, who's like the main guy, and is like Liu Kang says, "Hey, fight me, or well, really join up with us so we can take out Shao Kahn." And he's like, "Fuck you." And then Liu Kang is like, "I challenge you to single combat." Baraka says, "Fuck you." Johnny Cage goes, "Hey, you're a fucking pussy, and you should fight us. This is Liu Kang, you little bitch. Come fight us." I'm barely paraphrasing. Johnny Cage just nags the shit out of Baraka, and he's like, "Fine, I'll fight you." And then they fight.
Johnny Cage is just a wash-up action movie star, though.
Yeah, but Sonya Blade tells him so good. It's like, you got to be so good. It's like, you're an actor. And he's like, I'm Johnny fucking Cage. And then this isn't his full realization moment, but if it's one of his realization moments, and he's able to beat Baraka by like turning into good combat man. It's very all of a sudden. Don't worry if it's like, wait, did we miss something? No, it's very all of a sudden. So he's like, okay, I'll show you the hidden entrance to Shao Kahn's palace. Also, you're my master now. Crazy stuff. So then Katana had been traveling too much from Raiden's palace back and forth. Jade is finally like, Katana, cut the shit. I'm taking you to Shao Kahn so you can be punished for being bad. And Shao Kahn's like, how dare you? I'm going to torture your mom, who's back. It's Revenant, but I'll still torture her because that would be bad. And she's like, oh my God, no. And he's like, tie her up in the town square so everyone can know what happens if you cross me. It's fine.
Oh no.
No.
So she's there. Meanwhile, the champions basically just get to where the amulet is. They're just the pacing in this movie is insane. Sometimes people just wind up in places where they need to be.
Well, that's where they snuck into, was his castle or whatever. So
I know
that's where it is.
Right, but sometimes some of the scene transitions, whatever, doesn't matter.
They split up and search for clues, and then the first group immediately finds it and is like, "Hey guys, come over here."
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's, I think what you're getting at. Yeah.
Well, time runs short, Nando, but yes. So they all get there, but unfortunately, Shao Kahn is also there. Right? No,
because that's where he lives or something. Not surprising.
Oh my God. Kano's not there yet.
Kano is in this scene, I believe. Yeah.
Kano's at the end of this scene.
This is where it gets so fuzzy for. Okay. They try and get Amulet, but fail. Shao Kahn kills Jax. I know. Tragic. I'm trying to figure out like how they get out of this situation.
Well, Shao Kahn
probably teleport or something.
Yeah.
I think at some points Raiden is teleporting them because Raiden is able to use his tiny bit of Raiden magic left to do stuff. I imagine this is one of those things. I can't remember either, though. It might be that the tournament just starts and they're like, oh shit, I guess we gotta go to the tournament now.
Oh, that's right.
Because that's why Liu Kang and Sonya go.
But don't they get
Johnny
the
Cage
amulet,
is
though?
Stuck behind.
I think they have the amulet. They just don't know how to destroy it.
Well, Johnny Cage and Kano have the amulet.
Yes.
Because they didn't get sent to tournament.
They don't have the amulet yet, you guys.
Are you sure?
First, Kano shows up and saves Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And Kano's like, I want Earth to win because Earth has cool stuff like alcohol and strippers.
Hell yeah.
And so they have to go get the amulet from Bihan, who teleported
Oh,
away
that's
with
right.
it.
Bihan got the fucking amulet. Right. So, oh my god. Okay, right. So they have to go to Netherrealm to get the amulet. Right. And they tell Raiden this, and Raiden's like, well, if you do that, you need a guide. So he teleports them to Netherrealm to where Scorpion is. He has a name that's not Scorpion. I don't care. He's Scorpion. Shut up, everybody. It's fucking Scorpion.
I can't remember. But
Hattori Hanzo, whatever.
That's right. Yeah,
it's not that. That's from Kill Bill, but whatever.
Yeah,
it's pretty close.
it's like
I think
Hasashi or something. Hanzo
sure.
Hasashi or
I'm gonna go with Hattori Hanzo because
That's
I love Kill
Hanzo
Bill.
Hasashi.
Okay, Hanzo Hasashi, and he made his hell really cool because he's so powerful. And they're like, "You have to help us go after Sub-Zero because don't you want revenge?" And he's like, fuck it, I guess I want revenge. Every character in this movie is like, I don't want to do something. And then a character says a couple lines and they're like, fuck it, I'm in.
That's a good point.
So now it's Johnny, Kato, and Scorpion have to go down to Netherrealm to get the amulet. They find Bihan. There's a big fight. It's Bihan is there. He keeps splitting up into different guys with his cool powers.
With his new Cybot powers.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then they're also fighting goons. I think it's just goons.
I think it's just him.
Yeah,
Right,
it's just like shadow copies of
Okay.
Bihan.
Yeah.
And
Johnny Cage and Kano both kind of stink. So,
Yeah.
they can't. One of them or two of them can maybe fight one shadow copy guy.
Yeah. I am super running out of time. So, okay. So, they're doing that. Scorpion kills Bihan. It's great. But they still don't know exactly how to do the amulet. I think that they all shoot their powers at it. This is happening coinciding with, by the way, there's a Mortal Kombat where Sonya is fighting Shao Kahn. Is getting
Just
fucking
Sonya?
Yeah.
No, Liu Kang
Not
is
even
there.
somebody else. Yeah, Liu Kang.
And Liu Kang. Right. They're fighting Shao Kahn, and they're getting their asses kicked.
Where are they fighting him?
In Outworld.
Oh, in the town
some
square
kind of
where
town
Katana's
square?
all tied up or something?
Yep, exactly there. Simultaneously, Sonya frees Katana because they're like, oh, she's good. And then Kano, Scorpion, and Johnny Cage are able to destroy the amulet.
And one more character. Yeah, you forgot about her.
Jade, right.
Yeah. With her little character arc.
And Johnny Cage does this cool kick to the sideways kick that Nando was talking about to destroy the amulet. And then that makes Shao Kahn vulnerable. So then they're able to kill him.
Who's they?
But Katana, Katana switches sides. Katana's like, I'm not with that world. I'm with Earthrealm. So she kills Shao Kahn. Earthrealm wins. We're saved. And then at the end, Raiden's like, I'm assembling the Avengers so we can save everyone who died. We're going to go to Netherrealm in the next movie. The end.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so
That's pretty
spooky.
scary.
What a horrible movie to have to summarize.
More or less. Stuff you missed. Diggins, do you have anything he missed that was important?
I said a lot of mine during the summary.
Because I forgot what happened.
I do want to throw in that Liu Kang dies in the final fight.
Sort of.
He's killed by Shao Kahn because he realizes that Johnny Cage and Katana are more important than him in history.
That's right.
And he also is in love with his boyfriend, Kun Lao, so he has to go to hell to save him.
He's like, wait a minute. I haven't been the main character of this series since the 90s. And then he disappears in a puff of fire.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing was, the Tarkatans are slaves, kind of. They're like a race of slaves underneath Shao Kahn. So he he's like a service entrance, and they're convinced to kind of rebel against him. Because Shao Kahn is evil and stuff. So he has enslaved every other weirdos in Outworld. Is there anything else? That's pretty much it. They don't really. I like
Shang Tsung goes to kill Raiden.
Right.
Also, but then they destroy the amulet. And Raiden gets all his powers back, and Shang Tsung has to run away.
Yeah,
I forgot all about that. And then what happened to Quan Chi, DJ?
Oh yeah, Kano's like, I got him, boys, and he's with us now.
That's helpful.
Him
for stuff.
They just have him. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean that's most of it. There's really not. I mean, there's a lot to it because of how we kind of complained about how confusing parts of it are. But that's most of the plot.
There's too many guys. It's just way too many guys.
I mean, it's a Mortal Kombat. I mean, you gotta have some guys. Maybe
you have some guys. They have every guy.
Oh, I feel like they use so much restraint to not put more guys into it. There could have been even more guys.
They could have put Melina in, right? Melina could have been in here.
Melina in the last one?
Yeah, her and the other one,
right.
Nitara, were both in the last one. So they both dead.
How am I
Melina
supposed to
gets killed
this?
by Sonya, I guess, probably. Since she's a girl.
They're all
That's
going
the
to come
rules.
back. They're all going to come back.
Nitara gets killed by Kung Lao, and he pulls her head through the fucking thing, and it's awesome. That's the best part of that movie. And then who are the other ones? Cabal, and then there's another guy who's like a hammer guy, but he's not Shao Kahn, who fights Jax. Is the other like main character in that, the bad guy?
I don't remember. Reptile's
They got a
also
real
in that
motley
one.
crew. Which one?
Reptile was in the early part.
Sure, yeah, he is in the beginning part. I'm just trying to remember who the bad guy team was that Shang Tsung assembled, and I'm like, there was one more that I can't remember because I don't know that much about the game. But besides that, those are the characters we've met already. Pretty good, DJ.
Well, it's okay. But now we have to do everyone's favorite part. We have a wheel that spins, just like Kung Lao's hat. They're like basically the same.
Oh.
That is something that spins.
Put spikes on this one for Mortal Kombat. So I'm going to spin it. There's going to be topics. We're going to talk about them. So I'm going to spin tick, 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 tick. It landed on yours, Nando.
Oh, okay, well, this is an important one, and this covers a couple of things. I'm just going to do it quickly. This one is just called Get Over There. A lot of characters can teleport and choose not to in this movie. At a lot of points where teleporting would be useful. And a lot of characters in this movie don't teleport or are allowed to teleport in situations where you're like, you definitely can't teleport. The first big one for me was, I don't think Liu Kang or Kung Lao should just be able to go kill Raiden. Like, he just decides to go over there and kill him, and he does. Like, I know it's all part of the divine plan or whatever bullshit, but like, I feel like your sneak attack on the hero's home base needs to be a little bit more clever than I'll just show up and kill him. But there's that.
Apparently it doesn't need to be, Nando.
That's true. I guess if it doesn't need to be, then why overcomplicate it? But the real, I would say, and Kung Lao can teleport. That's to be fair, he's one of the characters that can do that in the games with his hat, and they do that in the movie, which is fun. But the way more egregious one is all the times Bi-Han is like just out of reach, even though he can do his little shadow teleporting thing, and he seems to choose not to, because it would be bad for the plot. Specifically because like the amulet of, if I remember this correctly, and it's been like a week since I saw this, the amulet of Shinnok gets knocked to places, right? Like it is kind of out of reach.
Yeah.
And instead of just teleporting there with his teleportation powers, he doesn't do that. He fights the other two dorks, and then they beat him eventually. But like, well, they don't beat him. They just kind of last long enough for Scorpion to beat him. But like, he's able to he could totally just get it. And, you know, part of it is he's evil, you know, he's got such a beef with Scorpion, but he doesn't give a shit about Johnny Cage and Kano. They've never met. Like, the Shadow guy doesn't have, like, a blood feud that he has to settle. So I feel like a lot of characters in these games can teleport, and it's probably breaks other scenes that I can't remember. But this is the one where I'm like, Jesus Christ, you should teleport, dude. Like, I could see why you died in the last one, and you're kind of the big failure of this group. Like, because it just sucks at his power. And yeah, that's it. I like Noob Saibot though. Otherwise, besides, I thought he looked cool. Did you guys like Noob Saibot?
Yeah, he was fun.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was kind of like the big CGI fest part of the movie,
Yeah.
which is never my favorite. But like, I think overall it looked pretty cool, having the like smoke clones and going to fight Johnny and Kano while he had the real fight with Scorpion. I don't know. It was neat.
Yeah, I do think that fight. I think some of the fights look fine because they're on sets, and some of them look like that one, where it's like, even though I do think they choreographed a lot of this, and it's probably pretty good, you cannot make it out from the background a lot of the time. It's a real mistake. Like, I think the Kung Lao, Liu Kang fight has a similar problem, but it's a little simpler of a background, so you don't really fully lose it. But this one, I'm just like, man, the fact that the camera's whirling around and shit and trying to get me to understand what these levels are that people are jumping to and trying to get to. The last fight was kind of a mess. But yeah, I don't know. I think we could be done with Bihan after this. Except for
but everyone loves Sub-Zero.
But then how are we going to get Scorpion back?
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
So there is a second, like, I want to say in the canon of Mortal Kombat, and, you know, Diggins, you probably know more about this than I do, but, like, there is a second Sub-Zero, right?
Yeah,
called
who's a good
Kai
guy.
Liang. Yeah. So I feel like you could just have him be it. Why would Scorpion come back? Who knows? But that doesn't matter. But like, I feel like we're gonna have to do that, like Good Guy Sub-Zero, because he is the most popular, I would guess, character in these movies, and like, they just need him to be in it. Maybe he's in hell now. That'd be handy. You just bump into him.
He's in. You mean he's in NetherRealm?
In NetherRealm. Well, also the other thing about him is like, wasn't it also a thing in one of the games where it turned out Bihan was brainwashed or something like that? So like he also didn't do the killings he was supposed to do. So like, I don't know which lore part they want to go with, but there's ways to redeem this character or the idea of a nice guy.
There's been so many
nice.
like retcons and like
yeah
games that were time travel to redo like continuity, that at this point, like, pretty much everything has been true of some Mortal Kombat character at some point.
Have you seen what the most recent game was? Mortal Kombat 1?
No, I knew it was another reboot after they already did the other one.
Yeah, they rebooted it again, and they ended the game right before it, which I guess is 10X, I guess, or 11. I can't remember if there was an 11.
I think there was an 11.
There was an 11,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. In the end of that, Liu Kang gets all the powers of God and recreates the universe. And then in that one, Shang Tsung and all the bad guys do a Kang and like get all the bad guys from the alternate dimensions and have them fight all the good guys from the alternate dimensions. It's pretty messy. But they also have to do the whole thing again where like they have to recruit Johnny Cage, who's just a normal action star, doesn't know any of this stuff. And yeah, it gets there's a lot going on. But yeah, it's okay. I haven't played that one, but I watched a lot of the cutscenes. But yeah, I don't love all the teleporting. That's all I got. They don't. The other character that they didn't do this with because he's dead is Cabal, who is the one who he doesn't have teleporting necessarily, but he has super speed, which lets him run to the other side of the screen in the game. And they do that once in Mortal Kombat 1, the movie, but I'm glad they didn't have to deal with that here. But yeah, I'm gonna spin the hat once for me. Oh, landed on one of yours, Diggins. What does it say here?
Whoa, it landed on one of mine that just reads "Coal Leaning House."
Wow.
Let's talk about Cole Young, everyone's favorite protagonist of the first
everyone's
movie.
favorite guy who we liked the whole time. Yes. What about Cole Young?
Well, I think our pod talked about this a lot when we did that movie, and I think it was one of the main criticisms of the previous movie is that they inexplicably chose to center Cole Young, a completely original character who was a descendant of Scorpion, and like got like armor and tonfas as his superpower. And I'm like, what is this? In what way is this supposed to be meaningful to anything? And the answer was it wasn't. Anyway, so yeah, they spent that whole movie building him up, being like, Cole's the super cool guy who's going to do the stuff. And we all love Cole Young. And then in this movie, Johnny Cage gets recruited, and they're like, here's all our guys. We got Jax, we got Liu Kang, and we got Cole Young. Anyway.
Whoa, Cole Young, you said.
What?
He was in the other one.
Don't worry about that. And then he doesn't really do anything for the whole like first half of the movie. And then he reminds everyone that he has a wife and daughter. And he's like, I have loved ones at home who will be sad if I die. And then he goes to fight Shao Kahn. And like, it has a real fight scene. It's not like he totally jobs or anything. But he does lose. And I think DJ undersold what happens to him. Because
would you like to describe it?
Yeah, please.
So Shao Kahn beats him, and like, so he's like laying on the floor, and they're in the like acid pit stage or something.
Yeah.
So Shao Kahn takes his big dumb hammer while Cole is like laying on the floor defeated, and slams it down on his head, which makes a huge blood stain that's like the entire length of the walkway of just smashed head like a watermelon. And then Shao Kahn like sweeps him aside, like using his hammer like a broom to shove him into the acid.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool. But yeah, so fairly, I mean, I wouldn't say completely unceremoniously, but still without a lot of fanfare, they just kill Cole Young, and everyone's like, oh no, Cole, I'm sad, and then never talk about him again for the rest of the movie, and nobody really cares.
I mean, they don't even know he died. They just have to assume
They
because
guess.
he didn't come back that he lost.
Yeah.
No one
True.
tells anybody any of this shit. And like, if you were able to just run away, which it seems like in some of the arenas, like the one that Johnny Cage and Katana fight in, you could maybe do that for like a good 20 minutes. I would just go, I like people would go, I guess he died. And then you show up later and be like, no, we just took our time.
I mean, I feel like you can, by process of elimination, be like, okay, so Sonya fought Sindel, Johnny fought Katana, Liu Kang fought Kung Lao, and Jax fought Jade. That only leaves Shao Kahn. Shao Kahn definitely wasn't going to leave survivors.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. So like Cole Young is perfect for this because he doesn't matter. Like, it's great that they had a character they could kill in the first round by getting his head smushed, you know? So I think people would have been upset if it was someone they liked, like Jax or Sonya, even though they're not that important in this movie. And obviously it can't be Liu Kang, and it'd be hilarious if it was Johnny Cage and then he just wasn't in the movie anymore. But like, that's like, I mean, he's very convenient for this purposes of this story.
You say that, Nando, and then they kill Jax. They have Shao Kahn kill Jax anyway later.
They do have kill Jax. I mean, those guys all have to die eventually. But they do. I mean, I guess Sonya never dies. But yeah, they kill Jax and Liu Kang and all the other main characters. But he can't die first. I feel like it would be, people would feel shortchanged, I guess.
Guy die first. Come on.
That's true. But also, technically, the first person to die in this movie is Sindel, I guess? Right?
Yeah.
Well, but Sindel's a revenant. So, like, she can just be brought back. I feel like revenants don't count.
That's a good point. DJ, what did you think of Cole Young in this?
It really took me a minute to be like, oh, right, that's who he was and everything from the first movie.
Because you just assumed he'd been with the franchise the whole time. You were like, this is a Mortal Kombat.
I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously,
it must have been from MK5 or something. You know, I forgot.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I do think it's like during his intro, it's like he's a descendant of Scorpion. It's like you can't even let it just be his own guy. It's like he's got a pedigree, you know.
But also, she says that to Johnny Cage, like that means fucking anything,
right? Yeah. Like the band, Scorpion, like, cool,
incredible. Yeah, I mean, you knew he was gonna bite it. There's just no way he was gonna make it through this whole movie. But I can't wait till they bring him back in the next movie. I guess that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. I bet they will. I bet they won't forget him down there. I hope not.
Do you think they'll try to like retrofit him to be like, actually, he was this classic character the whole time?
That would 100%. Who could that be?
There are a couple of characters that he could be. The one that everybody kind of assumed he should have been the whole time was Kenshi, the blind swordsman. This guy kind of looks like him, and is another kind of main character of the Mortal Kombat franchise. And then apparently there's also Ermac, who is like a monster made of dead souls or something. Mm-hmm. So like if you wanted to take all the main souls and put them into one guy and then have one of those guys be the face of it, he would make sense as that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that. There's a couple of other characters that I feel like aren't accounted for yet that are pretty big deals, but I feel like Kenshi's the newest one that's like a protagonist. That also has ties to something. I think he's also, I don't know if he's related to Scorpion, but he's got some kind of like backstory that you can fuck around with. But maybe Louis Tam was just like, I don't want to fight with the sword. I don't want to put the blindfold on. That would be hard. So he didn't want to do it. And they were like, all right, we'll make a new guy. Were you guys impressed when Shao Kahn punched him and then his armor did Black Panther vibranium?
Oh, right.
And you were like, oh, right. That's how this works. That's going to be good. Yeah.
Right, Sonya said that at the start of the movie.
That's true. She does explain it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Can I be honest with you guys?
Yeah.
I loved him in this.
What?
I was upset that he died. I thought his fight was great.
What?
I think it's maybe my favorite fight in the movie, besides the two that you can clearly see because they took place on a set. But like besides that, in terms of just like all these little fights, I think the fight is good because Louis Tan is a good martial artist. Like he's good at this. And like they really like things are saying, they killed him. And like you knew they were gonna kill him, but they had him be cool and like kill Shao Kahn and even say like "fuck you, dude," and then he stabbed him with like a cool line. It was perfect. I went from not liking Johnny or Cole Young to being like, there he went. Good for him.
Well, I feel like that makes sense because he's not the main character of this movie, and sort of the objection the whole time was like, it's weird that this whole movie is centered around this completely new guy.
Yeah, so I'm glad. I feel like he's in a good place now, where he's cool at this, and everybody kind of assumes he's been here the whole time. And you know what's funny? I don't think they put him in the new game either. I kind of assumed they would just put him in one of the new ones, but like, why not? They got a million guys. Put him in. But I'm pretty sure he's not in it.
I would be surprised if he was.
He would be too good because he can block with his body, and then he also has the tonfas. Yeah, pretty cool. Did you guys have a favorite fight?
Did I have a favorite fight? The Liu Kang Shao Kahn fight's pretty good. Honestly, I like the Johnny Cage Baraka fight.
Yeah, it's my favorite in the movie too.
Even though he has a silly revelation, it's a pretty good fight.
And it takes place in the light of day, so you can see it. So that's like the best part.
That helps.
There's like maybe one other scene that kind of could be described that way, but like pretty much every other fight scene takes place in like some black void or whatever. And I get it. It's a Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat stage made real, but like still, it's not fun to look at all the time.
My favorite fight in the movie is the one from Johnny Cage's movie at the start.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like a really fun throwback to like old Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal movies where like it almost reminded me of that dumb clip of old Steven Seagal in Russia where he's like
doing the
guys,
moving all the guys,
like fly backwards. Yeah, it's like that where he's like doing like cool flashy stuff that clearly isn't really hitting people, and then they fly 1,000 meters back. I thought that was fun. I almost thought the movie was going to be good when I saw that. I was like, oh, they get it. But then it turns out they didn't really get it, but it was fine.
Yeah. So I think we can all agree he's the best one. He makes the funnest fights. Good for him.
Good for Carl.
Johnny Cage, pretty cool. Yeah, and good for Carl Urban.
But why don't I go ahead and spin the hat again, because I think we're done talking about Cole here.
Yeah.
So woo, bzzz. DJ, it landed on one of yours.
Okay, this is great because I want to yell and complain about this. All right, I call this the rules. Okay, so what are the rules of Mortal Kombat? Because it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay, so
yeah. Where do you want to start?
So
you go. You go. Sorry, you go.
Well, so my understanding, each team, Earthrealm and Outworld, gets 5 champions, right?
That's right.
Earthrealms are Johnny Cage, Sonya Blade, Jax, Cole, and Liu Kang. And Outworlds is Shao Kahn, Katana, Jade, Sindel, and who's the 5th one?
Who is the 5th one?
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao.
Right. Kung Lao, Revan, and Kung Lao. Yeah.
Okay, so my understanding is, so when there's a fight, if you lose, it's like you have 5 health and you like lose a health bar or like a health chunk is how it seems.
Right. And that person is eliminated. They're not in the tournament anymore.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why only Liu Kang and Sonya are summoned at the end, because they're the only ones who are still in the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like either the fight ends when you are killed knocked out or if you just straight up quit, which is also acceptable according to the rules of it, the gods that determine what happens in this universe.
These fucking elder gods or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, but so Jade gets knocked. Jade loses her fight, but she still shows up at the end.
But not for the Mortal Kombat. She shows up to fight Bihan.
Yeah, she's in hell because she has to point her laser beam at the thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And she's spared because Katana.
To teleport her to Netherrealm. She's like, I'm totally going to keep helping Shao Kahn, Shang Tsung. Don't even worry about it.
I guess I'm trying to figure out the order of operation of the eliminations, right? So it's okay. For Johnny Cage is eliminated first.
And Sindel is eliminated.
And Sindel.
Sonya wins.
Yep.
Spikes into head and stuff.
Then Kung Lao's killed by Liu Kang. And then Jade gets beat by Jax.
Yep.
And then
Cole is killed by Shao Kahn.
Right, Cole is killed by Shao Kahn. Okay.
So then Earth has remaining on its team Liu Kang, Sonya Blade,
and Jax.
And Outworld has remaining on its team
Katana and Shao
Kahn. Yeah.
Okay. And
now this is a tournament, so what should happen next? Nobody knows. This is the part I think that gets kind of confusing. Is like, you would assume there's another round after this where two of them fight two of them, and then one of them just gets to have a bye or something.
Well, he gets a bye, yeah.
I guess that would be nice. Maybe you get to elect the person and be like, oh, he needs a break. But I don't think the gods figured that part out yet, and they got really lucky that instead these guys kind of did that on their own and figured out the last round. Because, they just eliminate each other outside of the tournament, which should not be allowed.
Yeah, right?
The only elimination that happens outside the tournament is Shao Kahn kills Jax.
Yeah, but that's huge. We lost one of our guys.
Yeah.
And we sent them. Now, to be fair to the movie, or to be fair to the gods of the universe, whatever, it's dumb that we sent them. Like, we had a guy
right
in Johnny Cage that is alive and no longer in the tournament. So, like, we should send him for the mission, and the tournament people should just stay alive, because if they lose, Earth gets destroyed. But assuming that everybody kind of knows there's a lot of bullshit you can do in the middle, like professional wrestling, if the refs aren't looking, everybody goes for this fight anyway. And
I mean, maybe the Elder Gods were like, well, Shao Kahn and Jax was the next match anyway, so we're just sort of like, this is what the match was. Don't even worry.
Yeah.
So at the end, it's like it's Shao Kahn versus Sonya and Liu Kang?
Well, technically, it's Shao Kahn and Katana versus Liu Kang and Sonya. But Katana has been chained up in the public square because of her crimes.
Where the fight is.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Like, she's not teleported elsewhere. They're all, like, brought to her.
Well, the Elder Gods don't want to be... Are like, well, I mean, Shao Kahn did imprison her. We don't want to, like, free her.
Right.
How considerate of the Elder Gods.
It feels like if this was an actual Mortal Kombat run by someone with, like, integrity and stuff, there would be a round where Shao Kahn would fight Liu Kang and Sonya Blade would fight chained up Katana or something. And we would see that fight. And that's kind of what happens a little bit, because Sonya dies and she gets knocked out, frees Katana, and then while Liu Kang is fighting Shao Kahn, which leads to that other fight. But DJ, do you want to talk about the most egregious breach of the rules or the spirit of the games themselves?
Yeah, this is insane. So sure, Liu Kang gets dead. He's dead. Sonya gets knocked out too much, I guess. So then the Elder Gods decides that's gone. So all of the Earthrealm fighters lose, and then Outworld wins because they have 2 fighters remaining. But then Katana says, no. I am on the Earthrealm side. I'm switching sides. Ha ha ha. And then they light up a new flame for Earthrealm, which doesn't make any sense because it's now like uneven. It's not 5v5. It's 6v4.
Well, I guess.
But like the Elder Gods are like, no, it's just different 5v5.
Well, you should have picked someone who wasn't going to renounce you. Like, If someone's like, no, I want to join Earthrealm, they're like, well, then you should have picked someone better than this Shao Kahn. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, but then also like first of all, Shao Kahn doesn't pick, the Elder Gods pick.
Right.
Well, okay, for Earthrealm, it seems like the Elder Gods pick, but I think for Outworld, Shao Kahn picks.
It's weird because I agree. It feels like if Shao Kahn, if I were the Elder Gods, there's no way I would let Liu Kang be part of it. I would put Quan Chi in there or something. Like, using a revenant of one of their guys is cheating. And like,
you mean Kung Lao?
Stupid. Or Kung Lao, excuse me. Yeah, I was getting confused. Hat one. If you get the hat guy, you wouldn't put him in it because you'd be like, well, he's not from your place. He's not even
right.
alive. Like, no. You beat Han. You seem to like him. He's around. Why not get him in there? And then he'd be like, well, I don't want him. I want it to be cool because he likes the other guy. But then I'd be way more concerned if I was Shao Kahn. Like, what the fuck does she get to fight for Earthrealm? She's from Edenia. She doesn't know what Earthrealm is. Why can't she just get to choose what place? I assume now she's fighting for Edenia, which is going to end up winning anyway, kind of. So, like, that should be fine. Mm-hmm. But, like, I feel like we can't just draft people from all over the cosmos and have them fight for Earthrealm. But it also is like, there's lots of realms in this. It's so weird that those are the only two that do this. You know? Like, where are the other realms? Where's NetherRealm? Why don't they have guys? Why don't they get to fight? Have fun?
They're hell.
I mean, we saw at the beginning the Mortal Kombat's between Outworld and Edenia. That Outworld won.
Right. Yeah. And they ate up Edenia, I guess. But, like, it just feels like you shouldn't be able to switch to the side. Because then if you won, you could just go, you know what? I switched to Outworld. I'm the king of Outworld now, and Outworld wins, and whatever. Like, you just do whatever you want. And I feel like that's bullshit. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Bullshit, where characters just say what the cards do. And you're like, I guess. But
I think it's literally just you have to convince the Elder Gods. Like, Katana's like, I renounce Shao Kahn and I fight for Earthrealm. And the Elder Gods were like, oh, that's sick as hell. Allow it, allow it, allow it.
Yeah. I think, I feel like the Immortality Tablet also feels like that shouldn't be allowed in this. Otherwise, just give him the thing. Just let him win the whole thing. No one's going to be able to kill him, right? Yeah. It seems like that's how it goes. So...
And if the Elder Gods, like, don't care about, you know, like, what stuff you could get, like, could I bring a gun? Like, I know this doesn't beat the immortality.
Some of them do.
But for everything else.
Jax usually has a gun.
Yeah.
And
it's not going to do you much good.
There's that one guy everybody hates who has a gun. What's his name? Striker? Who's like a cop or something?
Yeah, the cop from Mortal Kombat, man.
Why isn't the gun going to help me, Diggins? I bring a gun to Mortal Kombat.
Because
useful against some of them.
They got like fucking magic powers and shit, and they'll just be like, I magic your gun.
Okay, well, Johnny Cage without a gun, or Johnny Cage with a gun is better than Johnny Cage without a gun.
For sure. I mean, like, well, not really, because we know he has the spirit of, you know, of a warrior within him, and he needs to develop his superpower. But
he can do sideways kick so good.
If you take the 5 guys that Earthrealm has to fight, Shao Kahn, gun not helpful. Kung Lao, gun not helpful because he's a revenant, and unless you can like shoot him enough that you separate his head from the rest of his body, it probably doesn't count.
And he can probably do that like thing where you slice a bullet in half with a sword with his dumb hat.
Yes, that's true. Sindel, I think you could shoot.
Yeah, Sindel gun
also
helpful.
A revenant.
I know, but I feel like I guess the thing with Kung Lao is like he has all kinds of weird powers like teleporting and stuff that I'm like maybe shooting him wouldn't, but like she can't really move that well either. So like I think you could cut her head off with a gun by shooting it really quickly.
What if I'm bringing like a high caliber like you know like a minigun where I'm like limbs are flying off when I'm shooting, especially
if like Shao Kahn or Sindel the zombie doesn't know what it is. You know, like they don't go to Earth. They've never seen one of these before. So you show up with that and you'd be like, this is my hand. And they go, oh, okay. Cool. Jax has hands like that. I'm like, yeah, mine's bigger on the right for some reason. And then you just, and then you cut in half.
Exactly.
Who is the other one? Katana you could totally kill with a gun.
Gun helpful.
Like just straight up kill her if you got lucky. She could also probably slice a bullet in half, but if you did a good job.
Jade gun helpful.
Yeah, so I'm curious about Jade. What is Jade's power really? Like,
I have no idea.
Is it just the stick?
Cool staff.
Okay. So, like, that was my question. Is like, can she heal or create force fields or something?
Oh, I don't think she can. I don't know anything about Jade in the games.
Yeah. She seems like there's probably more to her than just the staff makes laser beams, but yeah, you could probably kill her. I think that's pretty cool. What about like a bioweapon? You know?
Ooh.
Put on a hazmat suit, just release the bioweapon, and then wait. And then, you know, everybody dies, but you're in the fucking big void in the sky. Nobody cares. This isn't going to get out. And then you just go home. Pretty cool. But, yeah.
Well, yep, the rules are stupid. So we'll do another spin of the hat. Spin, bzzz, Diggins. It landed on one of yours.
Oh wow, one of mine again already.
You know what? Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah,
it's too late. It already landed. We can't take it back.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
I have one here that says there are weapons everywhere for those with eyes to see. I want to talk about Kitana and her arc, and also her dumb ribbon.
Yeah, the ribbon.
So this movie, what it decides is a meaningful echo. For some reason, is when Kitana, like when Kitana's dad is killed by Shao Kahn at the beginning of the movie, little baby Kitana goes up and is like sad that her dad is dead, and then takes up a ribbon that he had tucked in his belt for a reason, presumably, and ties up her hair with it. And Shao Kahn is like, sick as hell, you're my daughter now. And then in the beginning of the movie, she's training with Jade, and Jade knocks her, whatever her weapon is at that point, away, because it's not her dumb fans yet.
Wait, with Jade, you're saying?
Well, Kitana's weapon.
Oh, right. Isn't it the fans? I thought she's using the fans, but they're not fanned out.
She gives her the fans after this scene.
Oh, okay.
Which the reason for why she's using fans is so stupid.
Especially because her name is Kitana. That always confused me.
Right, but I mean, like, the reason they give in this movie for why she has bladed fans is really dumb.
Right. What is it? I can't remember.
So Jade is like giving her a present.
Oh, right.
And it's like, I heard that elsewhere princesses just get to fan themselves all day, but you don't seem like the fanning yourself type. So, or like the laying around all day type. So here's some fans that have swords on them.
Wow.
And then she just uses those as her weapons. But anyway,
that's pretty cool.
Kitana wins the fight by like taking the ribbon out of her hair and like twisting Jade's staff around and like choking her with the ribbon. And she's like, you're the one who taught me that anything can be a weapon.
Oh.
And I was like, is Jade is Kitana gonna be like the master of the improvised weapon, and she's gonna like be really creative in her fights and stuff? And the answer is no. She just uses her dumb fans that she gets after this for every other fight until the very end, when Shao Kahn is beating her and she's like, no, I still have my ribbon. And she uses that to kill Shao Kahn by like tying up his hands and then jumping behind him and stabbing him in the brain with her fans.
Ooh.
Cool. And guys, do you think that you can pretend someone has an arc if you provide a visual signifier for the beginning and then the end of their story?
I mean, yeah, I think so. I think it's pretty clear I think, you know what it is? I know what they were going for. And they just forgot to do it in the middle. But like, not sure. You know? Maybe I missed some of the movie where she did it a second time in the middle. Maybe it's on me. You know? Maybe he got cut. I don't know.
I think I missed the part where this is in any way meaningful to her other than it belonged to her dad.
I think that's really it, is it belonged to her dad. Because she's also not like, it's not like she's like, I mean, maybe this is supposed to be like a Mulan thing where tying up her hair makes her a warrior or something. That's not what it is. But like, I could see it being that. And then at the end, untying it is like, I'm still a warrior, even if I'm not in that mode. But I don't know. Yeah.
I will say, even though it's not really like an arc, because she doesn't change, she just has a goal at the beginning of the movie that she wants to do, and at the end of the movie, she accomplishes it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still more of a story than most of the characters have, so I guess I'm willing to say Katana has the best arc.
There's just not
I
enough...
mean,
there's not enough
better
room in
arcs.
this- Go ahead, Nando. Sorry.
I was just gonna say better arc than Johnny Cage. He's got a pretty good arc. Believe in yourself.
But
do martial arts.
Johnny's arc involves character growth, but like the character growth happens immediately and for no reason.
Yes.
Mm.
It's barely
What
an
is it?
arc. It's like a little hill. It's a speed
like
bump.
at the start, he's like, I don't want to do this because I'm just a washed up actor and I don't care. And then he's forced to do it. And he's like, and then they're like, Earthrealm's going to die. You need to help us. And he's like, fine, whatever. I don't even care.
Mm.
And now
Tickets. It's I'm just an actor.
I'm just an actor.
I'm just an actor.
I'm also from New Zealand, so my American
not.
accent sometimes sounds weird.
Only when I yell. I don't yell that much, but I will yell sometimes near the end. Can't remember what the exact line is. Oh, I know what the exact line is. It's the one that's the Lord of the Rings joke. That line ends with him going,
Yes.
as American on New Zealand as possible, when he tries to turn it into the curse, and it just doesn't work. I wish I could find a clip of it. I bet there's one on like TikTok or something. But like, I very, very specifically remember hearing that and going, "Oh, you're doing so good. You had a good thing going," and then you fucked it up.
Sorry, Diggins. I interrupted your point.
Yeah, no. My point was just like I don't think Johnny Cage has more of character development, but I think it's done really poorly. So I think Katana's the barest, like bare bones of a story, but is done at least like competently, is better.
What about Liu Kang's character arc?
Liu Kang's character arc of being like, am I the main character of this story? No, I just love my boyfriend. And then he disappears. And you're like,
That's
did he
pretty
die?
good.
And the movie's like, it's very unclear.
Yeah, I think he died. I think it was pretty clear he's dead in hell, and he's going to rescue his boyfriend in hell, and that's pretty cool. I feel like for his arc to work, he would need to either be more like he is in the games, which is more chill, which he's not really too much in these. And I don't hate what's his name, Ludi, the actor who plays him, but I just don't think they give this character much to do.
Yeah, I mean, I just think he's kind of nothing in this movie because he doesn't do anything other than be sad that Kung Lao is dead.
Yeah. But so I think you could get away with this two ways. One way is have him be like, I'm the chosen one. It's fine, guys. Don't worry. You guys might die. That's going to be a bummer, but I'm going to kill him at the end and it's fine. And then have him realize that he's wrong about that. And then that kind of breaks him down. Or just have him hate Johnny Cage from the start. Like, this guy's not serious. He's going to fuck this whole thing up. And then by the end, he learns that Johnny Cage is a real hero. And then he believes in him. But I don't think he says very many words to Johnny Cage ever.
Yeah, not really.
They hang out during the Tarkatan scene, so he's there for that. But like, it feels like Sonya and Jax are kind of like, and Raiden obviously are the main hooks for Johnny Cage. So that dynamic doesn't go anywhere. But
I thought the
still pretty
Sonya
cool.
Johnny Cage relationship was going to be a big part of this, and it turns out it's not.
No relationships. This is the fucking... Well, you want to spin that wheel and maybe we'll talk about it?
Oh, yeah. Why don't I go ahead and spin the hat?
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Bzzz. Nando, it landed on one of yours.
Oh my god, this is I don't even know what to call this. Mortal Kombat or something. Gen Z Mortal Kombat. Guys, nobody has sex or is dating because it would distract from the plot. There's two characters in this, two groups of characters that are canonically like just super into each other. The obvious one is what we just mentioned, Liu Kang or Sonya Blade and Johnny Cage. They're usually boyfriend and girlfriend. They have a kid, Cassie Cage, canonically. And like, it's a perfect relationship where he doesn't take things seriously and she takes things too seriously. And she's like, this guy sucks. But then eventually he turns out to be pretty cool and proves himself. And then she's like, hey, yeah, I like you, buddy. He calls her princess or something. It's fine.
And then later they get divorced, but then there's still something there.
Yeah, it's just, he just can't get anything right. But also, they're just like, I feel like they work in that because they're just two guys. Like they're, besides Jax, who is also a member of the Special Forces or whatever, like they're the closest you have to just like people that are in this tournament, as opposed to like guys with destiny and lineage that makes them the champion. So like I like that those characters do share that relationship. The other two characters that are usually dating or like together are Katana and Liu Kang. And I'm not convinced. I cannot remember a word they speak to each other in this movie.
I don't think even one.
That's crazy to me. Because I get maybe not doing the Sonya thing, because like he's older than her and people hate that, you know. And like I looked this up. She's like, I think in her 40s and he's maybe 50. So it's not crazy. But I don't think those characters read as the same age, like of the same generation. But Katana and Liu Kang 100% are. And like it would be so easy to have one's arc, you know, meld with the other's arc and have them like, oh, I'm convincing Katana to be cool because of destiny, or Katana's like, oh, I'm convincing Liu Kang that destiny isn't that important and he's got to just go with it. But yeah, the characters like never meet, and it feels like since they haven't done that, they just never will, because otherwise I feel like you would have them at least fucking, there would be like some sort of moment where something would matter between the two of them. And I have seen Karl Urban say in interviews, or maybe the Sonya actor, one of them, say that they might do that in the future, because that's the rule of these movies is they do a bad one or whatever, and then they make it, they listen to all the complaints and then do it better, a little bit better in the next one. They make different mistakes, but they at least put the tournament in, and they put Katana and Johnny Cage in. So like in the next one, maybe they will put the romantic arcs in, but they'll forget to like, I don't know, do something else that's important.
Are we sure that Karl Urban isn't just pulling a Shamik Moore here?
Oh my God.
Oh,
well,
no. He's married though.
That's true. He is married. And that is usually the main thing. No one has ever done sex to married people and not married people. It is as unbelievable as the Mortal Kombat tournament. Yeah, especially not high profile actors. But yeah, I mean, like, I could believe them as a couple if they had a relationship or, like, you know, anything. It really is the only two characters that seem like they want to fuck the whole movie. Well, okay, there's a couple.
Also, he's not
obviously
married.
Oh, he's not? Oh, he's single. Ladies
really?
Or gentlemen. Who knows? He's single. Is she married? I think her name's like Heather something like that. I can't remember. She's another fucking... This whole movie is Australians and New Zealanders. She's another one of those. I was watching an interview with her, Kano, and the other one, the Karl Urban, and they're all some Australian or Australianish.
She is married.
Very good.
Okay.
But yeah, the only two characters that seem like they want to fuck are obviously Liu Kang and Kung Lao.
Obviously.
And then also a little bit like Baraka and Johnny Cage. Like I feel like Baraka has a respect for Johnny Cage that I think could turn into something in the next one of these.
I mean, Johnny Cage does touch Baraka's dick.
That's true. He does. He knows it's there. Now he could kind of guarantee there's something waiting for him under that whatever cloth or fucking outfit.
Imagine how that would have turned out for Johnny Cage if Tarkadas didn't have dicks there. He just like does the nutcracker punch on Baraka, and Baraka's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
that is
one of my notes.
Part of my body.
Yep. It like hurts his hands. Like, oh fuck.
Well, that's what I would prefer. Is like he goes in for the punch and his hands hurt. He's like, "Are you rock hard right now? Is this good for you?" Like, yeah, this is Baraka's love. This is their main thing. So like, you know, you talking about it now is making it weird, but otherwise, yeah, this was really fun for me. Are you not rock hard right now? No, I totally am, because I get to do backflips and stuff, but I didn't think you were.
I'm actually super close. Can we just go for like another 2 seconds?
Yeah. Yeah, what's that thing they keep saying in these? Finish him or something? I don't know. Can we maybe do that? I did think... we were talking about the relationships and stuff, but now back to Baraka. I think the Baraka stuff was pretty fun. I'm not a huge Baraka fan, so I'm not like a purist who's going to be like, he's supposed to be a cool warrior or whatever. So I like that he's kind of he's dopey and idolizes Johnny Cage in this movie. Thought that was fun. And I like that he's not evil. The Tarkatans aren't evil. They're just slaves. Like, they seem evil because they're so scary looking, but they're fine. And that's like part of their whole deal. I think that's a newer addition to the canon.
I was going to say, I think that's a relatively recent thing. I think for most of Mortal Kombat, they were just evil.
I believe, because I did a little bit of research, one of the later Mortal Kombat games, the one that introduced Kotal Khan, decided that he was going to be the Outworld guy who wanted to be in charge and be cool to everybody. And part of that was like, I'm going to be cool to the Tarkatans because they've been kind of turned into monster guys, but I think there's good in them. And then, yeah, I think that's where that comes from. But he's pretty cool. You know, he's pretty cool in this, except for his weird mouth that goes all plasticky sometimes. But otherwise, it was a practical effect. And I think it looked great when it was practical. But it's hard to make him speak. Yeah. But anyway, I'm going to spin that wheel again. Or the hat. Shing, 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 shing. Oh, landed on one of DJ's. DJ, what hat segment does this say of yours?
Diggins stole my nut punch one. It was a really good point.
The nut punch was cool. That was by the way, you mentioned that I was like, oh, the Johnny Cage slide kick is what I loved. It's not. The nut punch was the thing that I was like, if they don't do this, they're cowards.
That's what I thought you loved.
And that was pretty early. Well, not early, but it's like halfway through the movie. So that gave me like a great swell of like, this is going to be at least something. And it's not even just he did the nut punch, he did the split into the nut punch, which was the better than I thought we were going to get. Honestly, I was kind of annoyed that he did this flashing green thing because it's like we just spent the whole movie discussing how this is not his superpower. His superpower is that he's an actor who believes in himself and kind of uses charisma to get one over on people. But I guess he can also teleport or something. Everybody in these movies can teleport, so great. But anyway.
All right, so this hat chunk is I'm not who you think I am. So I want to talk about some of the character flips in this movie because I think it's an interesting point of conversation. So because there's a few of them. So Johnny Cage is probably like the most defensible because he rejects his call to action and is like, I'm not going to do Mortal Kombat. But then the Elder Gods are like, fuck yeah, you are. For one round, but then you're gone, but not dead. But, whatever. And he still does his Johnny Cage stuff. But like, it is I think in the moment, it's very all of a sudden where Sony's just like, remember, you're an actor. And he's like, I am a fucking actor. And then he becomes like good Johnny Cage. I think a more gradual transition would have been nice. It's kind of what I was saying earlier, though, is that this movie has no room to breathe because there's 4 main characters and there's too much happening. So everyone just has their realization immediately, or be Katana, where they are like fully realized characters and they're just like, Katana's got to go do Katana things, right? So that's one. Baraka's another one that's fun. They just had to neg him. Johnny Cage had to make him mad enough to be like, oh, I guess I'll fight you. It's like, and that's another one too. It's like, oh, you bunch of pussies. Like, if you're them, you're like, what is that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Well, we have dicks, so I guess it's the reason.
Yeah.
Kano's another one. So, man, I know a little bit Mortal Kombat. Kano's a bad guy, right? Like, Kano is a bad guy.
It's part of the Red Dragon clan, which is bad guys. But like, he is an Earth Realm guy.
Yeah.
I think character-wise, it makes enough sense that he switches to good guys here. He's really an opportunist,
He's not like one of Shao Kahn's guys, but he is bad. Like he's a guy who does bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. I quick aside, I thought about this. We were talking about Carl Urban, having to do his American accent. Very cruel putting him in a scene with Kano, who has like an Australian accent. So Carl Urban's like hearing what he's not supposed to be doing while he's like doing his American accent. It's like, fuck. And like,
it seems like bullshit now. And I think I said this, I definitely said this in a video, but like, Johnny Cage is a parody of who, right? Like, is he a parody of Jean-Claude Van Damme? Because Jean-Claude Van Damme is much older than Carl Urban is. The action stars that were popular when Carl Urban would have been the age that Johnny Cage is in his flashbacks were Hugh Jackman, Chris Hemsworth, Russell Crowe. It was Australian after Australian after Australian. There is no reason why his character cannot also be Australian. But besides that, people think he's not Australian. But like, I think they should have just gone with it because like, I don't think the voice wasn't great. I think the voice wasn't great at certain points. I think it was mostly fine, but like, there's just no good reason. And the connections to Jean-Claude Van Damme, I feel like a young audience that wouldn't really make sense. Like that wouldn't read as a guy. But if you made him like a part of the Matrix generation, which I think is more of what he should be based off of the time frame, then like, yeah, have him be an Australian guy. There's tons of those. Too many, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, back to Kano. I find it interesting how they gave him his laser eye, because instead of being it like a weird like cyborgy eye, it's just an eye with lasers, which is interesting. I'm like, are we gonna get to a point where we get like the cyborg eye version of Kano, or if they're like, nah, fuck that, that's too much makeup or effects, so we're just not doing it.
Apparently, Quan Chi could just make laser eyes.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, but how many people would have the option to put one in? You know, like. I mean, you would obviously, Diggins, as we've said, if you could get laser eyes, you'd pop your eyes out right then. But most of them are probably like, I got eyes.
If I get better eyes than these ones, I would take it any day of the week.
Yeah, I imagine that he just got a regular eye, but he didn't know that there's like a big laser gun in Kano's head behind where his eye was. And then when he put the eye in it, like focused, it was like, holy shit, I can do that.
You think Quan Chi like gave him the eye and was like, haha, idiot. And then Kano did the laser beam and he was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. He like whispered into the eye the magic spell of like, this eye works like his eye worked before, which is how this has always worked for me and never been a problem. And then he gave it to him and he did laser beams. He was like, fuck. Yeah, I should have asked if he had laser beams, but I didn't. And he didn't have laser beams with his other eye, so why would I assume this one would? But then apparently this one was the one that had the laser beams that got... Do you remember what happened to him in the last movie? I can't remember if they show it in this. He gets a garden gnome to the face from Sonya Blade in like a trailer park fight they have.
They do show it.
Yeah, right? I had a feeling it was in there.
I like when Quan Chi is reviving Kano and... they're like, wait, why isn't Kano a revenant like everyone else you revived Quan Chi? And Quan Chi's like, because he sucks. He's not a revenant because he sucks. He's evil, so his corrupted soul can't be made into a revenant. And you're like, is that how that works, Quan Chi? Quan Chi's like, shut the fuck up. People liked Kano in the first movie, so Kano's back.
Yeah.
Just go with it.
Just you guys wait until half a movie without Kano. You'll be begging me to have made him Kano earlier in the movie. And look at what we have now, Kano. I would be way more upset if I were somebody else working with Quan Chi and Quan Chi spent all this time and all this magical energy bringing him back to life to find a thing that was in his pocket.
Right?
Search his pockets in case. Never know. Maybe it's in there. It's pretty big. It's about the size of it. So pat him down, pat his dead body down and see what we get.
You know, I do feel like it's a real kind of like, when all you have is a hammer sort of situation.
Yeah.
Where Quan Chi is told like, this dead body is of a guy who is the last person who had Shinnok's amulet. And he comes to use my dark necromancy powers to resurrect him from the dead and ask him where it is before he gets to search his pockets.
Mm-hmm. I think that's right. I could even see Shao Kahn being like, use your necromancy. This is exactly what you're for. And Quan Chi picks him up and put him on the thing. And then the amulet falls out of his pants. And Quan Chi's like, oh, fuck, puts it right back in. Because like, I have to find it with my resurrection powers. Otherwise, he's going to fire me for being a little putz. But Quan Chi really gets fucked in this movie. I feel like if I were a Quan Chi fan, I would be upset.
But
about a lot of things.
A Quan Chi fan would have to exist first.
There would be that. He's a cool looking guy usually.
No,
I do some magic.
I like kind of love Quan Chi because he's so stupid.
Yeah,
and because he sucks so bad.
He sucks a lot.
I don't know. Quan Chi is just kind of inherently funny to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah, no, like... he kind of like. I mean, he gets cowed by Kano at the end of this movie. He really gets, really gets shafted.
Yeah.
Like Quan Chi is like Shinnok's guy, right? Like he's actually kind of like a big bad guy with his own agenda, I think.
Yeah, I feel like he feels like what, like, and I'm not sure if this is true in the canon of like this, but just the vibe of him feels like what like Soundwave usually is with the Transformers, where like he's the one that Megatron trusts to do like one or two specific things, and maybe he has his own designs on being in charge. But like I would say he's usually kind of competent.
Yeah.
It's
And
not
then
the
Shang
Starscream of
Tsung-
this relationship. Shang Tsung is the
Shang
Starscream
Tsung
of this.
is Starscream.
Yeah, exactly. And they fight all the time because they, like he knows he's kind of not too. I mean, sometimes they work together, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. Quan Chi, not that great.
Yeah,
I'd be really bummed if I wanted to be in the Mortal Kombat tournament because like Quan Chi can usually fight in these games, and the Elder Gods instead chose a Revenant. Be like, well, I'm gonna go, right? I'm from here. Like, no.
I feel like Quan Chi and Shang Tsung should both be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. At least Shang Tsung has like an ulterior motive and a plan that he wants to enact during the tournament. But like Quan Chi feels like the kind of guy. I mean, he wants to do something. Maybe we'll talk about it. But yeah, it's Quan Chi sucks.
well,
you know what? By the next movie, he's gonna be cool and we'll like him. He's gonna get
turn
young.
around.
Yeah, he's gonna have like a moment where everybody's like, "Fuck yeah, Quan Chi! We never doubted you."
When he gets his head splattered by like Havoc or Shinnok or whoever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Movie that's gonna come
What's
out.
That one that's like a big guy with a little girl riding it. That one. That'll get him.
Oh my god, what is
that
that one?
I don't know. That was a new one, so nobody. I'm sure it's fun. There's a cowboy one too. Maybe him. I don't know.
Man, they introduced some weird ones. Well, maybe we'll talk about that thing Nando was talking about. Let me spin this hat here. Spin. Nando, landed on one of yours.
Oh, cool. This one's called Please, Shang Tsung, Walk Slower. Shang Tsung's plan throughout the movie is, and it doesn't really end up being this because like we're saying, it's not very well articulated, but because he is like a guy who likes to backstab and stuff and can't be trusted, and in the last movie kind of just like placed himself on the level of like, I'm the bad guy's Raiden, so you're like, okay, and he's around. So during all of this, even though he can fight and steal souls and do all the stuff that he does in the game and do all the stuff that he did in this movie, the first one, he's not in the Mortal Kombat. Instead, he sends Kung Lao to kill Raiden, which is part of everybody's plan, so that's fine. And then Kung Lao and everybody start doing the fight. And I guess at some point, he realizes either the people that are with Raiden are dead or fighting. So if I go over there, which is something any of us can do whenever we want, I'll just be able to steal his magic, whatever magic is left, whatever magic hasn't bled out of his throat. And he does this. And because it's like a thing that could ruin the movie if they don't do it, like because it's part of the 3-part kind of amulet gets destroyed, he gets powers back, bad guy is vulnerable. It all has to happen at the same time, but nothing's happening in his scene. He just teleports there and then walks across the bridge that takes you from one area to the next area over the course of the fight scenes that are taking place at the same time. And yeah, there's just no good reason why this character can't be cool and have all Raiden's powers, except that he's, as the kids would say, aura farming, and that is a mistake. You don't want to do that in Mortal Kombat. Like you kind of figure the way this would work is he would go there and there'd be some other character that we kind of forgot about or something. It's like, oh, that guy, yeah, he's here, like, and they're helping.
The fate of Raiden comes down to Borucho.
Yeah. Yeah, like honestly, or like, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so Kung Lao is the only good guy that dies in the first movie, right? I think true.
So. Yeah.
So it can't be any of them. We can't resurrect them. But yeah, like I don't know. He can have his own Revenant of Melina, and then she shows up and fights him a little bit. That would be cool. But yeah, he just doesn't do it. And,
or that's what Jade, instead of just showing up to also fight Noob Saibot, maybe Jade should have shown up and had a cool fight scene with Shang Tsung.
That would have made way more sense. Yeah. Because, yeah, she also because she also scolded Katana about stop teleporting to the place. I know you're taking the secret passage, and it'd be like, well, now you know how to do it. So this is something you're going to need to do in the end of the movie. It's like good. That's how that would be set up. But no, instead, it's just he didn't want to do it that much. Kind of, it seems like, so he didn't hustle, and he got beaten by Raiden. And he didn't just get beaten; he gets that electricity kind of flying move, spinny thing. That's fucking. That sucks.
I will say, Raiden does get a sick line in when Shang Tsung fails to kill him.
What was it? I can't remember.
Shang Tsung, like, he gets his powers, and Shang Tsung is like, "You should be powerless," and Raiden just goes, "You should be running."
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, this is a tough one with Raiden though. Like, this is one of those characters that's so useful. He's always going to have to not be in the movie for a while, and yeah, I feel like that'll probably happen in the next one too. He'll probably have to fight some guy far away that no one can, kind of be involved with. Otherwise, he'd just teleport everybody to where they need to be. And that's cool that they have to do that. How many more wheels or hat slices do you think we got here?
One? Is it just one? Are we down to one?
I think we might be down to one. I'm going to spin the hat. Shing, 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 and I think it landed on one of Diggins's. Is that right?
I think so. It's a really tiny one. So
okay.
I don't know if there's like any major things you guys wanted to talk about. But this is one thing I really wanted to talk about.
Okay.
It's a slice that just says, "Yeah, fuck John Wick."
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, no, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
So when Johnny Cage is like, "I don't want to do it," and he like leaves before his first fight with Katana, he goes to a bar where he's just drinking sadly, like a character does in this sort of movie.
Yep.
And a guy comes up to him and is like, "Whoa, you're Johnny Cage. I love all your movies. I grew up watching them. You're so cool. They should make I forget what the movie is called.
Citizen Cage?
Citizen Cage,
yeah.
That's right. They should do like a reboot. They should do a Citizen Cage 2, like now."
Mm-hmm.
And so Johnny Cage goes on this big rant where he's like, "Nobody fucking wants to watch Citizen Cage 2. It's all about Keanu Reeves killing 1,000 guys with a pencil. It's not about cool stunts and like being big and silly like that anymore. Now it's all about your John's Wick and like that kind of stunts. It's not about martial arts." And so nobody cares anymore. They just want to watch a guy do bullets good. Oh, I'm Johnny Cage and I'm mad about it. And it's such a weird, specific jab for this movie to take, where it's like, it feels like the writer, I think his name's Jeremy Slater.
Of this movie?
Yeah.
Sure. That sounds right.
It feels like he just likes like old action movies and is like annoyed that John Wick was so influential and like all action movies have tried to be John Wick for the past like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "No, you should make cool action movies like we used to. I hate that everyone loves John Wick. So I'm gonna make my cool character in my movie talk about how lame John Wick is."
Yeah. Do you think he wrote a John Wick script or pitch that got canned? He's like a Ben Shapiro type who's like taking out his frustration on Hollywood that has passed him by.
I think we are forced to conclude that that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's clear what happened. In the original script, the line was, "Nobody likes those movies. All people care about are the big, stupid CGI Marvel movies. That's what sells tickets." But then they watched their movie and realized it's one of those and went, "Well, we can't say that. It has to be a different kind of movie. What's the other kind of action movie?" Oh, it's the one that he would respect. Fuck. Yeah, damn it. Well, no one will notice because the cool martial arts, and then Ed Boon from Mortal Kombat is there. So this scene's going to be a lot for them. Hopefully they won't realize that we made the big CGI movie that he would hate. But that's the pictures, that's the business.
Yeah. I mean, it's the CGI is easy because you can just, shovel a few more animators into the furnace and get it all done instead of having to deal with all those pesky unions.
Yeah, I do think, and that's part of the problem with this movie is I think there was great fight choreography happening. There must have been, and there was at some points, but just there's so much shit going on screen you can't see it. At least you can't see it as well as you should be able to. Yeah, exactly. I feel like they don't want to do these anymore, but like I don't want to think about comparing this movie to Street Fighter, a movie that has not come out yet. But like, man, it looks like Street Fighter is getting all that right, where they're just like shooting in locations with lighting, and that's going to be so much better than this. Even though this is truer to Mortal Kombat.
Let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
I mean, knock on wood. From what we've seen, I have a feeling that something like that will happen.
I don't know. Some people may have predicted that the Street Fighter movie won't be good, so let's not assume that it will be.
Oh, well, that would be foolish. I mean, it might not be good either, but at least it might look better than this. And that's really all I can hope for. But yeah, they really fucked up by coming out the same year as them. And not being the one that looks the best, I think. But, they did the nut punch, so what can you do? Also, I saw a pretty funny interview with the three of them I said before, the Australians and the New Zealander, where they mentioned that time at the Game Awards that that fucking podcast or whatever his name is, Andrew Schultz, that's right, the one that's in Street Fighter, was like, we're here at Street Fighter, and you know what else is here? Mortal Kombat, they're here. And then they didn't come out, and it's like, they're not here because they don't care about you, they only care about money. And they first of all, they asked the three of them, Kano, Sonya, Johnny Cage, actors, but I can never remember Kano or Sonya's actor's name. They asked him, like, what did you think of that? And Carl Urban has the most well-rehearsed fucking answer I've ever heard in one of these, of like, we're really happy to see all the other people doing their fighting, and these two great video game franchises get to come out in the same year, and that's going to be great for the fans. And then Kano says, and you know what, to the fucking podcaster, they didn't invite us. That's why we weren't there. So you look pretty stupid, don't you? And I was like, these two guys together, they complete everything about each other. Like, it's just full movie star and full just
corporate kind talking of points. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, polished Hollywood movie star, and then like guy who's way above his usual weight class, but is there to get some headlines. So, yeah. And, you know what else is crazy? Speaking of these two movies, a fighting game movie came out today, or like this week, right? Did you see they released an Invincible fighting game this week?
Yeah, I did.
Who do they think they are? Where they're going to own the conversation for a minute after the other biggest fighting game in history, debatably, makes a big movie. Like, why would you do that? I don't know what they were thinking.
They took out a big ad buy for the UFC event this past weekend.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have one on the White House lawn. Maybe we can paint the White House lawn Viltrumite white. Well, no, it's already white. Viltrumite white and that kind of off-white eggshell color that some of their outfits are. Yeah.
Well, I do think it's worth pointing out that while I don't think Mortal Kombat is the most like well-respected like fighting game franchise, I think it is like the best-selling. People fucking love Mortal Kombat.
I mean, it's one of those things like Coke and Pepsi with Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, where you could, if you told me right now, this one actually sold more than the other one, I'd believe you. Because they've both been going on for so long, and there's so many versions of them and re-releases and stuff that I think you're right, because Mortal Kombat has the benefit of also having like Peacemaker and stuff in it. Like, I feel like that helps to kind of cross over.
The reputation of being, when you were a kid, it was the one that has all blood and stuff. And you're like, hell yeah, that's sick as fuck.
Okay. All right. So I think I found this best-selling fighting games. This is the list. Okay. Well, this can't be right. Oh, gross revenue. Well, maybe. But is that? Okay. Yeah, this seems like it might be right. Actually, so this must be right then. So gross revenue. Street Fighter sold twice as much as the second place guy and Mortal Kombat, which is the third place guy. So Street Fighter made about $13 billion, Mortal Kombat $5 billion, Tekken $4 billion, Super Smash Brothers $4 billion, Virtua Fighter $4 billion, And then there's another thing of unit sales, and Mortal Kombat wins that one. Mortal Kombat sold 100,000 units, but it did that very early in its career when video games were cheaper, I guess, and didn't have the benefit of like being like.
Oh, that's 100 million, Nando. I'm looking.
Or 100 million, right? But what was I going to say? Do you guys want to take a guess at what the second highest grossing video game franchise, fighting game franchise is?
I mean, I'm looking at this list, so I know what it is.
DJ, do you want to take a guess at what the second highest grossing fighting game franchise is?
It's not Street Fighter.
Nope, it's none of the ones I said, which was pretty much all the normal ones that you would think.
So it's like one that I'm not. Oh, fighting game franchise. How many of those even exist?
It's a fighting game franchise that you may not think of as a fighting game franchise.
But there have been some high-profile fighting games that have been
100%. And by virtue of it existing, like, and being so popular, like as popular as it is, it would probably make it onto a list like this. So I'm not surprised it's here.
Tekken.
No, that was all.
Said Tekken on the list.
Well, I'm just.
Yeah, it's
DJ,
okay.
It's not primarily a fighting game franchise.
Yeah,
but it has had some. It's had many fighting games.
So like this would be like if Injustice was on this list. It's not, but like this would be like that.
I see. Mario.
No, Super Smash Brothers is on the list.
On the list that Nando said.
They're kind of fucked by not making that many games. You know, like they didn't release Street Fighter, Super Smash Brothers 2 Alpha, Genesis or whatever. So that's probably why they're so low on this list. Because otherwise, I'd have to assume they sell incredibly well. I'll just tell you, it's Dragon Ball Z. The Dragon Ball Z fighting games are the second most like highest selling or highest grossing fighting games in history, which totally makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same way that like, did you know? We may have talked about this on the pod because I learned this very recently. I've been telling everyone I know because I think it's fascinating. If you look at the top 4 collectible card games that exist right now, like between people playing cards and stuff, it's like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and then a Naruto card game that is apparently as popular as all of the rest of them, pretty much. And it's like fucking, it's crazy. You could just show up at somebody else's whole thing and then win it from them. Like Yu-Gi-Oh had been doing this from the ground, and then you're just like, oh, we'll make one, and then they totally get it. So, yeah, it's crazy. But you know, jokes on them because there's not a movie that you can make of. Well, there probably is a Naruto movie, but we're not going to do it on the podcast. But we are going to do the Yu-Gi-Oh one of these days. So
at some point,
get ready for that, everybody. Any other thoughts about this movie?
It's all right. Do you think Jade sitting on Sindel's little couch at the end means that she and Katana are...
yeah.
You know.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that she's Katana's new mom. She takes over.
Hello, daughter.
But you think she's... I mean, maybe...
Okay, do we think she's Katana's new mom, or do we think she's Katana's new mommy?
Correct. I think it's that second one. And it brings up the question, is everybody in this franchise just not... Is there no heterosexual characters in this? And that's what we're all missing here, is there are a lot of romantic like looks between like Johnny Cage and Jax, but we're just not picking up on that energy because of our heteronormativity. That makes sense.
That could be... We do have a lot of heteronormativity here. It's mostly nitpicking.
It's just, yeah, right? Whenever it comes to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, we crank the heteronormativity up to 11. Because otherwise... It would be bad. Yeah, what do you think? Is this movie woke?
No.
I think it is.
I don't know why it would be.
I mean, Katana is the main character. Katana is kind of like...
Is she?
She's revealed to be the one that matters by the other guy who everyone would expect.
Oh, yeah. Not only is a woman a main character, but it turns out a man's destiny is really a woman's? Oh, never mind. They hate it. I
feel like there's some good wokeness there. The other wokeness that I like is Kano stopped being racist, so that's good for wokeness generally. He still makes jokes about how everybody looks weird, but he doesn't say that you're Chinese, so that's helpful. And then what's the other wokeness in this? There was one more wokeness that I can't remember. What is it?
The cool young white guy who was our main hero man gets murdered.
That could be part of it. I can't remember. I feel like it's something to do with another thing Katana does. Also, kind of skews woke for me in a in a way that like people watching a movie would be upset because of it, but I can't remember what it is. But yeah,
is it when Johnny Cage is like, I don't feel comfortable hitting a girl, and she's like, don't worry, you won't.
That's a very woke
okay
line. Yeah. That's classic. Like, why aren't we the X-women line reading? And like, it was fine. I don't blame the actor, but yeah, that feels right. I was gonna say, I guess also the idea that like neither of the female characters are a love interest even a little bit, I feel like is somewhat woke. It's kind of, our wokeness is looped back around to non-wokeness, where it's like everybody's celibate, and that is also woke, kind of. That's cool. But yeah.
Nando, could you defeat it?
I mean, I would definitely complain to the gods a lot about all the rule violations and stuff. When he shows up with his pendant, I'd be like, well, he can't have that, right? And they'd be like, oh, that's a good point. And they take it away from him. And then he'd still kill me, but somebody else would get him later. Or when everybody's fighting at the big fight, I'd be like, well, don't send Jax, because we're going to need him for later. And then we would maybe do better. I don't think I could fight Shang Tsung because he's pretty cool. But I would also probably be like, I'll hang around and watch Raiden while you guys go kill the big general guy with the humongous hammer. And I could at least shake him for a little bit. Raiden, get up! He's right over here. He's getting so close. So yeah, I think I'd do okay. And if you had to guess with like a washed up action star, I'm trying to think of like a good example of one of these from like a show, because a fictional washed up action movie star, from like a skiing show or some mountain something.
Maybe did like some big Jerry Bruckheimer movie or something.
Yeah, where he's got to like save the president or whatever. Like, could that guy do well? Is he pretty much just what Johnny Cage is in this?
Right?
I mean, yeah. Well,
yeah,
that
a little
this guy
dumber.
doesn't actually know how to fight.
Exactly. That's the one problem.
He might be able to stumble into it by thinking he's a good enough actor that he'd be able to fight. Kind of seems what Johnny Cage does. And like the Johnny Cage fighting isn't that he's an amazing fighter. It's that all of his fight training from the previous movies is like Slumdog Millionaired into this. So it's like all of your fighting, if you call on your acting, it'll work. So whatever Joey had done in other movies. But Joey, by the way, I was thinking of Joey from Friends. You guys remember Friends?
Yeah,
yeah. Phoebe was on it. Yeah. So it's he would be able to like fall down an elevator shaft but that would be his like superpower, because he could do it really well because his character
and then he
did
would
on
know
Friends.
like brain surgery, and he'd be like,
exactly.
And he would have a fatality where he like opens up your skull and does brain surgery on you and makes you kill yourself or something.
Yeah. That all seems like something that he could probably do. I do think he would flirt with Sonya Blade more, so maybe we get that plot line going. But besides that, I think he'd be fine. When do you think we get another one of these? If you had to guess, are we waiting 5 years? I feel like maybe a little bit faster.
2029,
considering there's not a pandemic and a strike in between.
Right. Yeah, and like you were saying, I think this one sold better. I don't know what the budget for this one was, but seems like it will be profitable. $80 million. That's pretty good. According to this little summary. And then the box office as of now open to 40 million. So yeah, I think we'll get another one of these pretty soon. What new character do you think they add? That's the last question. Besides
Stryker, the
Shinnok. I would love that.
We need like
Could
a new
cops go to hell in Netherrealm? Like, do we have Earthrealm hell, or would he get sent to Netherrealm? So we're bump into him there.
Everyone who dies goes to Netherrealm.
Yeah, that makes sense. So then, yeah, Stryker might be there. DJ, you got any Mortal Kombat deep cuts you want to see?
I'm trying to think of like bad guys who like could pop up.
Chronavia or whatever. The one from 10 who can control time. Don't do her. She's bad.
It's always just Shang Tsung coming back to do a different thing.
Yeah, it's this rotating thing of like Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Shinnok, and Quan Chi. They all kind of trade places. And like Sub-Zero sometimes.
Smoke. Let's get Smoke. I want to see Smoke.
I want, and we talked about it with Devora, although Devora isn't one of these. I want Scarlet. I want other palette swap characters, and I want them all to be played by the same actor. I want the actor who plays Katana to have to also be Scarlet, and the other ones, I don't remember their names. Like, we already fucked that up with Melina, although Melina has the weird face, so like maybe it isn't exactly the same thing. There's at least one more, and Jade is kind of that, but Jade has evolved since then. But like other versions of that character have not, and I would like to see one of them show up, just played by her in a full like Sinners scene where they're both talking. And there's that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, so pretty good. You guys want to get to our classic segment?
Would love to.
I would love.
All right. DJ, do you have anything to recommend to the fine people?
Well, Nando, I'm probably stealing one of your recs, but it's your fault anyway. I've
got so many recs, don't you worry about it.
Well, I did a thing I thought I would never do, and I downloaded Fortnite. But I'm not recommending Fortnite because I still haven't played Fortnite, the game proper. I am specifically recommending...
No one has. That's kind of the fun of it. No one's ever actually played Fortnite. You've played some weird spin-off mode of Fortnite that technically is different. So, you know, it's fun.
Well, the spin-off mode I've gotten into is Droid Tycoon, where it's a Star Wars event where you get like a little factory and you basically build droids. You set them on missions. There's different kinds of droids, and you build up and you collect space bucks to basically make more and more passive income space bucks to get better equipment and better droids and better factory stuff. And it's all very fun. I love these games. For me, they're like catnip for me. I love the passive income, build better thing to make more thing. Cookie clicker all day for this guy. So the fact that it's a Fortnite game mode, I'm like, let's fucking go. So I downloaded Fortnite, which I had never done, and I played this game mode. I don't even have a skin. I'm just playing as like Guy.
We gotta get you a cool skin. I showed you all the ones that are in the store right now.
I know, but I'm not gonna play.
Which one do you want to be?
If I had to pick one, I would probably buy like the Office Pack.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, I think that's what I would do.
I mean, I'm sure we can find you a real weird one. Don't you want to be Lois from Family Guy?
I don't want to be Lois. I'd rather be Date
Lois
Mike or Prison Mike or Dwight with a holster. I don't want to be
How
Lois.
about an original character like Lady Wave Flow? Would you like to be her?
No, I don't.
What about Mogul Master? There's a lot. We'll find one for you.
Okay.
I
I'll gift you a skin, but it's be a really specific one. Oh, there's so many. I mean, there's ones that are like actual characters that are like that show up in the narrative, but then there's other ones that are like just some fucking guy, and you're like, that kind of looks like this character. I bet they couldn't get the rights to them, and this isn't like a cheat, kind of, but they're just like design it to look like that. I don't know, and it works. I mean, I don't buy them, but other people do. I know which skin you're getting, DJ. He does a very popular character, and he's currently in the shops right now.
I think it's the last day, DJ. You better get on there.
I know.
Gotta fill up your V-Bucks.
Well, skin pending.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game mode. If ever done any kind of like, I don't know what the genre is called, like build and earn or whatever.
Number go word game, those kind of things.
Hit to make bucks game. I think it's
them direct serotonin receptor.
Yeah.
At least for this guy. So listen, if you want to play it, then have fun. But I certainly am.
You know what's great about it as of right now, which is something that I think is maybe causing it some problems? Besides buying skins, which are not specific to that game, they have not figured out how to monetize it yet. There's no way you can spend money to get more gold or whatever, which is my only reason why I'm like, this might not be around in a couple of years. But like, if they do figure out how to monetize it, it's going to be around forever.
I don't know. It might be play it while it lasts kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair. It's it's the genre for this is apparently incremental game or idle games. Okay. I don't like either of those. So I like what we said, where it's serotonin game.
Skinner box.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite droid, DJ? Do you have a favorite droid that you've met through the game? and isn't just R2D2 or something?
Not really. I don't know if I'm not deep in enough to I just learned that you don't have to play on a public server. You can play on a private server. I was getting shot a few times. I would buy a blueprint and then get shot and someone would steal it. I'm like, that should not be allowed.
That's crazy.
I don't even know how to play this game. People are just shooting me.
Well, see, that's why you buy your blueprint and then immediately throw it into your base. Because you have a really good arc on the throw. And that way you don't have to worry about it. But still, it's crazy that they're shooting you.
But yeah, just play on a private server and you'll be good. You don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will send a message very clearly. By the second they remove that game mode, I will uninstall Fortnite. So
oh, sure. You say that now.
Wow.
I have no interest in playing this game. Like, I have no interest in playing the game Fortnite proper. Maybe weird game.
Look out for next week when DJ's rec is like, actually, main Fortnite is really good.
Also, the Savannah Bananas are a lot of fun. I don't know if anybody's heard of them. They need to be in Fortnite. That would make some serious
I would love
for me.
That.
I would buy one of those.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, match made in heaven. I was gonna say, I think you would like the battle royale mode just because it's kind of fun and stupid. But like I said before when we were talking about the skins, The Rock is currently in the game. You can't kill him because he is an NPC. You can kill him if he's on somebody else's team. But if you ever wanted to befriend The Rock, ally The Rock, you could. This is a very limited window where you could do that. So
okay,
don't count it out just yet. You may want to go find the Foundation or whatever he's called soon.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. But Fortnite Droid Tycoon game mode, give it a go, I guess. Diggins, what about you?
Yeah, so unlike DJ, who recommends something that is anti-art, anti-life, an affront to human dignity and creativity.
Oh, Fortnite is so pro creativity and dignity. It's the best at that. It's crazy that they still make creativity things after. Like, if you are an artist, just make your thing in Fortnite, Banksy or whatever. Just because that's where all the art is.
Oh boy,
I want a Banksy drone. Banksy skin, please.
Oh God,
It's time. He would.
But no, I enjoyed some art this past week instead.
Oh,
by which I mean I watched a movie.
Oh, which one is that?
I watched a classic film called Out of the Past. This is a classic film noir starring Robert Mitchum and Jane Greer. About a guy who is, after living a pretty shady life, has tried to settle down, leave it all behind him, but then somebody from his past happens to find him.
Someone from out of his past?
From out of the past, it's true.
Ooh.
And he sort of gets drawn back in. It's very classic film noir stuff, this a femme fatale ruined his life. It's about he's sort of employed by / running from this gangster who was the original impetus for him to meet this woman. I don't want to give too much away because it's sort of like watching it evolve is sort of part of it. But like I said, it's extremely classic film noir stuff. It's considered one of the classics that was really influential on a lot of later filmmakers. Also has Kirk Douglas as the gangster before he got really huge. So just seeing Robert Mitchum and Kirk Douglas sort of bounce off each other. It's one of those movies that's I watch old movies and sometimes, and it's the dialogue is so snappy. They're so everyone's just tossing off one-liners all the time.
Yeah.
And
like Deadpool and Wolverine. I see what you mean.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're similar in that regard.
Yeah, extremely similar. But no, just I don't know. It has a rhythm to it that people don't really do anymore. People try to either be more natural or be less natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I always kind of appreciate it when I see a good one that really kind of nails the sort of repartee. And I think this movie is really good at that. Like Robert Mitchum is a classic sort of really like stoic, sarcastic kind of actor, and he's great in this one. So yeah, it's on the Criterion Collection right now under Three Noirs by Jacques Tournier, because it's one of three noirs that Jacques Tournier made. So yeah, that's just quick rec from me. Really good old movie I watched. What about you, Nando? Anything to rec?
Sure. I've got a couple things. So I will second the Droid game. I think it's fun. I think the Fortnite of it is kind of not like annoying, because I think Fortnite as a game engine is good for this kind of stuff. But like, don't necessarily have to play Fortnite. But if anybody wants to play this game, it's kind of fun. I think if this were like a mobile game, it would be like a Pokemon Go level hit right now. And I don't think you can fully do what it's doing in mobile, but just like the Fortnite is both a help because a lot of people play it, but also it's like kind of a hindrance because a lot of people see it and go, not that. But anyway, I think that's fine, but that's not my rec. I'm gonna rec three things. First one, Punisher show. They made this little show. I don't understand it. No one does. Seems like John Barenthal just said, if you want me to be in your stupid Spider-Man movie, give me $30 million or whatever so I can make my show of the Punisher doing whatever it is he does. And they let him do it, and he finished it. It kind of connects to the other stuff, but not really. In fact, it doesn't really work with the other stuff in terms of that it's like, you kind of already learned that lesson. But I like it. I think
someone in a Marvel property has unlearned a lesson they learned in a previous thing.
See, okay, so I say this in the video, and I think this is kind of this is been a Marvel thing forever, and like with these movies like Ant-Man and stuff, where they're kind of aimless, but it's been a Punisher problem more than anybody else just in media, because he can never learn a lesson, because his lessons would be stop, but he can't. So he has to either lose his memory or get re-traumatized or find a figure from his past or whatever, and then just like go through the same arc he went through 3 books ago again. And that's pretty much what they do here. Both of those other things besides memory loss. So like,
or do the cool thing that they'll never do because they're cowards.
Make him Frankenstein?
No, that's the cool thing that they will do because they're
okay. Put a guy in a super collider because he wants to sit and torture him forever and ever and ever. That one's pretty cool.
I don't think that actually makes any sense.
It doesn't. Also, Punisher 2099. 2099 did that once where he put a guy in a super collider and he was like, this will last forever and you'll be tortured forever. And people were like, that's fine. I guess that you tried that, but that's probably not going to happen that way.
That's not what a super collider is, even a little.
Yeah. That's what like the Large Hadron Collider is, though. Like one of those things is like a super, because I'm pretty sure that's what he used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Large Hadron Collider is a super collider, but I don't think it makes you tortured forever if you go in it. Oh, no.
Not at all. He Punisher's not that bright. And in the future, he's also not that bright, but he's tried a lot of things. What is the thing you're referring to?
That he would kill a cop who murdered someone.
Oh, I mean, he's done that for sure. He did a lot of that in the...
Oh, I'm sure he's done lots of, like, corrupt cops stuff. I'm talking about a regular cop who killed someone and got away with it because this country's messed up. And he just goes like, nope, bam.
Like going for a, what's that guy's name? Greg Chauvin type or something? Like, so they definitely haven't done that, but they've done everything else leading up to it. He's killed quite a few cops. Although, that's one thing that is kind of frustrating about this. It is disconnected from the other Marvel stuff in that, like, it doesn't acknowledge other things that are happening in this universe, which sometimes is good because it's like, yeah, it doesn't matter what he thought about the Sentry or Red Hulk. It'd be weird if he was like, it's bad that the president's a Hulk. But it's like he probably should have an opinion about Wilson Fisk being mayor and having a task force full of guys using his Punisher symbol that he hates. But like, it's fine, whatever. He made his own thing. It's cool. The action's cool.
That's a problem he has to deal with in real life also.
Exactly. And they do it in the first season of Daredevil Born Again, and he's in that season. So it's like, cool, good. But then he doesn't come back for the second season. And spoiler alert for, well, I mean, this is a spoiler because he's not in it. But like the plot does resolve itself. We're not getting those guys anymore. And Punisher didn't get to kill the one you thought he was going to kill because he just isn't in the season. So I don't know. You just figure he would be more excited about that. Like have him watch the execute or like the trial on TV cheering or whatever. I don't know. Either way, it's cool. He does a bunch of stuff. He kills a bunch of guys with some stuff. It's crazy that this leads directly into Spider-Man, kind of. A movie for 10-year-olds. Because they cannot watch this. And I know they say that about everything. Oh, it's R-rated, but you could show a kid this. You shouldn't show this to the kids. People get killed in some ways. But it's fine. Nice 40-minute long thing. Should have been a movie. That's my other thought about it. They should have just added scenes and put this into theaters because I think it would have been quite successful. I will say, I talked about this last week. I wrecked Temptation Island, the show, before because DJ and I had watched the first reboot season that was on Netflix about a year ago.
I bet DJ has lots of thoughts about this wreck.
I mean, DJ told me before the thing started, so you don't even have to say it right now, DJ, that he doesn't love Temptation Island and Mark H. Wahlberg as much as I do. So he has not watched it yet. So close your ears, DJ. You don't want to be spoiled.
It's really kind of him to admit that. It's really big of him.
Parenthood has changed him. Double parenthood, I guess, because
the first one didn't really do much, but the second one that changed everything.
It's a big difference. But yeah, it's a so we wrecked the first one, like the first season. There's another season that came out about a month ago that totally slipped by my radar. I did not see it, talk about it at all. But then we were talking about it the other day on the show, and I was like, oh, look at that. So I, as a true fan, watched it all immediately, and I loved it. It's great. Men are dirtbags. The women are also probably dirtbags too, but they're not as obvious about it. And some of them are, well, yeah, they you know what? Some of them totally are, but the guys are just the highest level of dirtbagness. But it's fun because they immediately cheat on their spouse and then kind of pretend they didn't in their head. Like they're just like, oh, she loves this guy on the other side of the island, and I'm so sad seeing her do that. Oh my God, this is the worst. And they don't say, and it's all my fault because I cheated on her and she saw me do that and then decided to retaliate. One of them even says, one of the girlfriends even uses the word retaliate, I think, to describe that she cheated on her boyfriend that had cheated on her. It's great. Also, only 9 episodes. Also, in the first 2 episodes, because I'm assuming film them all in like a week or whatever, and like the first 2 are probably the same day. I'm not saying. Mark L. Wahlberg or L. H. Wahlberg or whichever one he is, he seems a little kind of like off his like game a little bit. Like he's got a very strange energy. Totally sorted out by like the 3rd episode. But like in that 2nd episode, I'm like, did he get hit in the head or something? Is there something that happened behind the scenes that I missed? So watch out for that. That show, great. But then the real thing I'm wrecking this week, besides Widow's Bay, which I'm going to wreck every week until people watch it because it's very good and I want them to keep making it. And this week's was good. Yep. No, none of you have. Nobody in my life has watched the show. It's going to get canceled.
I'm setting a marker down right now. I will have watched every episode by the next podcast recording.
I would recommend it. There's only, as of now, 3, and they're short. Like I think they're half hour long, maybe 40-minute long episodes. So very doable. But besides that, and besides Mortal Kombat, I did watch another movie this week, which it was a huge mistake because it was so scary, called Obsession, and I loved it, but it's very scary.
I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's by some guy who is 25 years old and directed and wrote it. I know, that's the scariest part when you look at him on IMDb. It's a very simple premise, a kind of, not much even, like a very average guy who's in his 20s, works at like a record or like a, I don't even know if they have these anymore. What are the Guitar Centers? Do they still exist? Works at one of those.
Something like that, probably.
Yeah. In the town he grew up with a girl that he went to high school with who he likes. and they haven't really like gone anywhere specific. Like she's kind of in the friend zone, air quotes. And some other friends of his, like they all work together. But then she's gonna move away, so he's like, "Oh, I should make my move. I should take a shot and try to ask her out." And the friends are kind of like, "Yeah, you should do something, like whatever." And he almost does, but then he does it because he's kind of scared. But he was gonna give her this gift because he got her a gift because she had mentioned needing something, and he went to a store, couldn't find it, but then picked up something for her, and it turned out to be a little, like, kind of novelty item called the One Wish Willow that lets you make a wish. You break it up, and then it comes true. So very weaponsy, but it's something that is like mass produced, and that there's like a barcode on it and stuff. It's not just like a little stick. So he's like in this car, and he's like, "Well, man, I messed it all up." And he takes the One Wish Willow, and he's like, "I wish she loved me more than anybody else in the world." And then she does. And for a bunch of reasons, this does not go great.
For a bunch of reasons that I think have been covered in many children's cartoons.
Yeah, and other ones that are kind of specific to how this wish works and how kind of the universe of this world works, which I think is kind of funny. But it is like a very Twilight Zone-y kind of like, oh, be careful what you wish for kind of thing. But the reasons it's very good, and the reasons I think people are kind of getting really excited about it. Well, there's a couple. One is it's like a young person.
Disgusting.
I know, I hate it. Also very cheap. Can't be more than like $1 million, $2 million. And it will make like, I don't know, 80, 90 million. So that Hollywood loves that.
I mean, listen, I hate to be annoying because I'm the type of, like there's a type of person who always talks about this, and I'm one of them. But like they don't make that kind of movie anymore, the mid-budget movie.
See, that's the thing. This is barely even a mid-budget movie. This is like a fucking floor budget. Like, this is the movie that he could have financed on Kickstarter or something. Like, $1 million is not that much. And that's the part that it's not necessarily where like Blair Witch was, where I think that's probably the most profitable movie ever made per dollar spent on it, or maybe Paranormal Activity, one of those two. But like, it's way better than those two. Also, it's also a good movie instead of just this stupid scare thingy.
Isn't it actually One Cut of the Dead? Because One Cut of the Dead was like an incredibly low budget. So just like the fact that it was moderately successful makes its ratio insane.
That's possible, but how much could Blair Witch Project have cost to make? And like that was everywhere in 1999 or whenever that came out. I just never watched it, but I feel like that is the recipe. And like Paranormal Activity was just like, like cameras in a house where nothing was happening for 2 hours.
I mean, so Blair Witch, but wow, this budget estimate is insane. Why is it such a huge range?
What is it, like $50,000 or something like that?
It's 200,000 to 750,000.
Makes sense.
But One Cut of the Dead was only $25,000.
No way, really?
3 million Japanese yen.
Wow, good for them. Wow.
So yeah, it only made 31.2 million, but like the ratio is crazy.
Yeah, I guess Blair Witch would have to make like 3 times that much to hit that same.
We need to make
amount
like
of money.
8 times as much, even with the lowest estimate.
Right, yeah, and it definitely wasn't that big of a hit. So good for them. That movie's cool. I mean, Blair Witch isn't cool. One Cut of the Dead's cool. Paranormal Activity is fucking stupid. But anyway, this movie's good. So it's interesting because it's a young person. It's cheap. It's well enough acted in terms of like the main characters that aren't the girl who gets wished on. But like she's really, really good. So like it's a really good performance. It's also like kind of funny, right? Like it's not a horror movie in the sense that like it's a horror movie, but I can see someone describing it as a horror comedy akin to a Weapons, where not every scene is scary. However, and I think it does this early in the movie. I can't remember exactly what the circumstances are, but there's a regular scene, like a joke scene, that is punctuated by like a jump scare out of nowhere. That is just there to remind you, like, you're never going to be safe. This isn't like Freddy versus Jason or whatever, where like Jason shows up and you're like, oh, this is a Jason scene. And also, the girl whose name I forget, whatever her name is, the one who is wished upon, is like, the character is not just like in a wish stupor kind of, but also kind of her brain is breaking. And sometimes she just starts screaming, and like, so even in a scene that shouldn't really have like a jump scare, might just have her just start fucking screaming super loud. Like, it's a very, very tense movie. I think it was a good time in the theater. You know, people liked it. I do think it's like, I don't think it's like unbearably scary, and it's definitely not like super gory like those stupid, you know, Evil Dead movies that we've talked about. But man, is it good. So I would recommend it to everybody.
I'm excited.
Yeah, well, okay, not everybody, adults, but yeah, and I think people
don't take your small children to see Obsession.
But give them Droid Tycoon at home, and then you go see Obsession and watch the Punisher thing on the way back in the car or something, so you can get those both out of your system. And then Temptation Island, I would say, is also pretty adult. But yeah, all those are good. It's a good time at the movies. You know, we know what we're doing next week. We figured it out.
I don't know what we're doing next week yet. We're not quite at Mandalorian and Grogu season yet.
That'll be 2 from now.
Yeah.
And The Boys won't be over, so we can't do that yet either.
Yeah.
I also haven't watched any of The Boys, so I have to watch that whole show.
Nah, you wouldn't have to watch the whole show.
Jump on at the end. It's pretty good. You'll be brought up to speed. They say fuck a lot.
Dude, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Or the Punisher
Daredevil.
thing.
We could do the Punisher show. The Punisher show is good, but it's short, so I don't think it would work for an episode of the thing.
Right.
Is there like a TV show that's coming back? When's that Spider-Man show coming? The one with Nicolas Cage. That's got to be kind of soon, right?
Oh, yeah.
They've been advertising that more. I don't know.
Maybe we'll do more Death. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll figure it out.
We do have a lot of it.
There's some other, you know what, actually some movies have come to streaming that might be fun. We could do Hoppers. I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard that's kind of interesting, especially the politics of it.
Ready or Not 2?
Ready or Not 2, They Will Kill You. Like, all those are out now.
Yeah.
So maybe one of them.
Okay. All right, cool.
Cool. All right, then you guys want to plug anything? DJ, do you have anything to plug for the fine people?
Yeah, Roses and Rejections. We
did you watch it, DJ?
No, I didn't.
I watched the whole season.
Did you? Fuck.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
Fuck. All right,
real dirt bags.
God damn it. All right, we'll get to it. But for now, RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 11 we're covering on Paramount Plus, and then Perfect Match probably because that drops on Netflix. I think May 13th, so like imminently. And yeah, so Roses and Rejections on the Pop Break Network. And also I was on the Socially Distanced podcast, which is its own feed. It's the Pop Breaks like flagship pod. We talked about Daredevil season 2 and the Punisher, another kill thing. So yeah, whatever it's called.
It is just such an arbitrary title, though.
One more kill?
One last kill,
One
even
last
though
kill.
he's gonna do more kills.
Yeah, it's not the last kill.
That's a lie.
Not even close to last kill. And they actually asked the director about this, who is also the writer, and they were like, yeah, we thought it would be funny if we named it that, because he's definitely not doing no more kills. He's doing more kills. So
Punisher,
that's
plenty
clever,
more kills to come.
It? Thank you, Reynaldo.
But yeah, really, really fun conversation. So go check that out. That's it for me. Diggins, what about you?
Nope. What about you, Nando?
Videos, the usual ones, Nando View Movies, the Nando Cut. I talk about the Punisher thing, like DJ's saying. I talk about where I think the Daredevil characters are going to show up next, because there's a lot of them and it's kind of confusing. And then other stuff, whatever else happens. I don't know. Mandalorian, I'm going to see that eventually, so that'll be something. But until next week we'll be doing something. We don't know what it is yet, but you'll find out from us when the episode airs, and not a moment sooner, unless somebody looks at our letterboxes. Until then,
listens to Roses and Rejections and gets a little sneak peek.
That. Yep. Until then, I've been at Nando V Movies on Twitter.
I'm at Zippy by Day.
I'm at C Diggins, exclusively on Bluesky.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.